hope this works. Okay. Oh man, it's been a while since I saw that. Man. Is it just me or does Billy look like he's like having a problem? Like having an issue? I think maybe it's just we're just getting too old. But hey, how's it going? How are you? It's Order 42. There's so much stuff to talk about tonight. So yeah, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. Let me close this. But look, hey, right off the bat, I want to thank all of you again for last week because that was insane. The channel membership thing was nuts. Basically in like 2 days, 25 memberships. That's nuts, man. I never had that many over on Twitch when I was on Twitch. I think the closest I got was like 18 over there. So the fact that, I mean, look, it's just insane. The support is great, man. It's just, so I appreciate that. I appreciate that.
We didn't do nothing.
Starfalks, thank you, man. I appreciate it. Starfalks and Rufus are the level 2 orderlies, which basically means they get a little bit of extra love. And by extra love, I mean thank you. No nude anything, okay? This isn't OnlyFans. Should I open an OnlyFans? I don't need it. No. Nobody wants that. Nobody wants that. But thank you, man. I appreciate that. Thank you. That's dude, thank you. Thank you. But look, he was first. He was first tonight. And said April Fools. F this, April Fools. Hey. I'm glad that it's an April Fool's joke. I'm glad that you're here. And of course, the Game Chaser saying do the stream nude as an April Fool's joke. I'm sorry, but no. That's not in the cards, not on this channel. I have, a thing called self-respect. A little more modesty than you guys. Hey, I'm just saying. It's just the way it is, okay? That's just the way it is. And Derek is here. Derek is here. Welcome. DB Cooper and Rob versus Bigfoot. I hate that movie. I really do. I hate it. It's so bad. Do the Billy old man twerk. Yeah. I mean, we saw it. We just saw it again. It's kind of disturbing, actually. Because it looks like he's trying to squat down and his body's just not doing it. It looks like there's something wrong. Okay? That's just the way it looks. Which is kind of funny. Kind of funny. DB Cooper versus Rob Foot. I mean, D Rob versus Big. I mean, look, hey, all the Cooper Foot. D Rob versus Cooper Foot. I mean, okay. Cosma, welcome. Good to see you. And Jody B, thank you. Appreciate you. Thank you for being here. Billy dropping in Texas like no one knew. Everybody knew. Everybody saw it and was disturbed. But, that's kind of what makes it funny. It's kind of what makes it funny. And Switch 2, I mean, look. All the crazy stuff going on right now. Warner Brothers is having their thing over at CinemaCon right now. Like it started 30 minutes ago. There's no telling what they're going to be talking about. There might be breaking news on the stream tonight. I don't know. But we're going to talk about some of the stuff that's already been announced. Lionsgate had theirs. Sony had theirs. So there's some stuff to talk about. But this, I mean, look, I wish I could be there. I mean, my problem is it's expensive. It's expensive, and I don't know if I'd want to be at a convention for 5 days by myself. That would be odd. But it's like $1,500 to get in. And that's not including airfare. That's not including hotels. That's a lot of money. But I would love to go because they show things that the public just doesn't get to see. And of course, for example, Lionsgate, talking about Ballerina. They brought out Ana de Armas. She was there. And then, a bunch of the studio heads and all that. I mean, not to mention all the cinema owners, the theater owners. I mean, I just think for somebody like me who's a big movie dork, it'd be awesome. And get to see stuff before the public does. I mean, that would be cool. But I can't really afford that. But anyway, yeah, the Switch 2 tomorrow. Tomorrow at what? I think it's 8 a.m. Central. And it's going to be an hour or so. I'm excited, man. Because I love the Switch. I think the Switch is awesome. I've been playing my Steam Deck more often than not. More often than anything else lately. But yeah, the Switch is awesome. Awesome. Let's see. Cosma OG Sega Steve, welcome, sir. Good to see you. In fact, I was looking at my reading list and remembered that after the book that I'm reading now, and then the books that I'm reading after that, we're going to your book recommendation. I can't remember what it is, but I saw your name and I was like, oh yeah, I forgot about that. So it's a good thing I keep notes. There you go. Only Rob fans. Just don't need it. I don't need it. Before we get too far into it, hey, there's a poll going on right now. Right now. And first off, look at that. Look at how beautiful. I mean, that is a wick job for the ages. And no, there's nothing dirty about saying wick job. The wicking looks, I mean, it looks beautiful. It looks beautiful. That looks a little high. But other than that, it looks beautiful. And then we have another one. That's right. So we are going to do something a little special tonight. This might break the internet. It's not going to break. It's not. It's not. Let's quit with the hyperbole, Rob. It's not going to break anything, okay? So basically, the plan is, of course, the winner, we'll try the liquid. But the loser, the one in third place, will also get tried. So, we have Atreyu, the Butterfinger flavor, right? Atreyu, Butterfinger. We have the Dragon Fruit Berry Cream Lateral Sunset. I don't even know what that name means. What is a lateral sunset? Don't know. And then, for the first time, we're trying the black label of Stevie's Collective Chaos Strawberry Custard Cookie. And there's the date that it was made and the milligrams. Look, hey, whatever wins, we'll try. And the loser will also try. The one that's in the middle, well, it'll just have to go off into try later land. Yeah, so basically we're going to try two flavors. Two flavors. The one that gets the most votes and the one that gets the least votes. So choose accordingly. Okay? It's up to you. We're counting on you. What is it? I can't remember what he says. Just want to let you know we're all counting on you. Or whatever he says. In Airplane. You know. But look, Butterfinger is winning. And Dragon Fruit Berry Cream is the one with the least votes. So you have to choose. That's what's interesting. Is do you choose to bump up one? Bump up the loser? So that maybe you want whatever's in second place to be tried. Do you vote for that or do you vote for something else so that'll bump it down? Man, there's so much strategy going on. It's like a damn RPG. Or it's just, hey, it's whatever's going to happen is going to happen. I don't know. But we're going to find out. Oh, yeah. We're going to find out. What if there's two winners? Well, we're just going to do it again. I mean, we're gonna play this by ear and it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun because, man, trying new liquids is always fun. It's always fun because I just don't know what I'm going to get. It's great. I mean, I kind of know, but I'm excited. I hope you're excited. You excited? I'm excited. Style Fox said, so I bought Monster Hunter Wilds the other day and it was friggin' $75 on Steam. Then I bought a new CPU, motherboard, etc. And the CPU came with it. So I requested a refund from Steam, got it, and then used the code to get the game free. Then used. That sounds complicated. I'm not sure I understood all the words I just read. Because, you know, I'm a little dense. But hey, good for you, or I'm sorry that happened to you. Whatever's better. What's the proper response? I don't know. I'm gonna have some tea. I mean, I gotta hydrate. Dude, you don't understand. Because I talk for almost 3 hours straight, right? I mean, there's almost never dead air. Except, you know, when I take a breath or when I'm vaping something, right? I mean, you gotta admit, for the most part, I'm talking for 3 hours. Man, after the stream, my throat hurts. And lately, every stream, I go in there and I take a teaspoon of honey. I just down it, and it feels better. But I'm gonna try to hydrate a little more tonight. Okay, we gotta hydrate. Hydrate. So yeah, Goobins. That's right, Goobins. Now here's the weird thing. I was about to start the stream and I was like, oh, we got to set it up just in case we have time for Photoshop. I don't know if we're going to have time for Photoshop tonight. The AI stuff. And, you know, the AI stuff has been in the news, you know, with all the Studio Ghibli, however you say it. A lot of those images have been kind of put into AI so that then you can kind of like come up with an image in the Studio Ghibli format. And of course, you know, people are mad about it. And I understand. AI, here's the thing. Okay, I'm not going to make judgment on you if you want to use the AI or you don't want to use AI. I'm not going to make a judgment call. But to sit there and call yourself an artist, I'm sorry. No. I'm sorry, no. 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 That's like, to me, that's like saying there was a level editor.
Here is free money I get from Goggle Rewards app for taking surveys.
Carbonite dreams with the $5 donation. What is going on with you guys? I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. But hey, appreciate you, just sending that my way. And hey, let me know if Goggle has any more money, for anybody, because I don't do surveys. But hey, thank you. I appreciate it. And it's always fun to see me as Qui-Gon Jinn. But what was I saying? I don't remember. I got completely gobsmacked and sidetracked. Welcome to the show. This is Order 42, and that's what happens. I get sidetracked a lot. So, yeah. Can you write off the trip as an expense? I mean, I'm sure I could. I just don't I don't know enough about that, and that's one of the things that I actually need to. I mean, Billy's tried to help me out with some of this stuff, but I need to go to an actual tax guy and go, okay, what exactly can I do, because I'm a rule follower. I mean, when it comes to vaping, yeah, screw you. I'm going to vape because I know that it's better for me. I feel better. So I'm not going to let the government tell me about that. But when it comes to taxes, yeah, even though I will agree that I think taxing is wrong. I mean, the way that we get taxed is ridiculous, right? I think most of us can agree on that. But I kind of don't want them coming after me. You know what I mean? So I just want to know exactly what I can write off and what I can't. But that would be a very good question, because I would love to be able to do that, because as long as I reported on it, I would assume that yes, it would be for work, even though, this channel probably, I don't know if it's ever made any money. I mean, look, your donations and the channel memberships and all that stuff aside, there's a lot of money being spent doing this, right? I do it because I love it, not because I'm getting rich from it. You know what I mean? So it's different, and I don't know how you do that. I don't know how you. I have no idea how that works, but that's a great call. That would probably be something that you would use as an expense, for sure. For sure. My Odin 2 portal arrives tomorrow finally. Hey, man, those Odins are nice. I can't really justify it myself because I have a Steam Deck and I like my Steam Deck, but what I'm thinking is that I kind of want a small handheld, like tiny guy. Like the Trim UI brick. That's the one I've been looking at. So yeah. You know what, real quick, before we get too far into the show, I mean, my birthday was 2 days ago. I mean, thank you again for the birthday craziness last week. But I want to show you the card that my wife made me, because she makes cards. You've seen the cards. They're awesome. That's the card she made. She knows I like reading, and she knows I like crazy. This is not in the style of what she would normally create. She created this because she knew that that's my, kind of my style. And I just thought, man, what a cool design. And of course, she had to stamp it on the back, But I just think it's cool, man. She does a great job. I'm not going to read that. Some things have to be kept, private. But I just thought that was really cool. And she makes these beautiful, I mean, her cards are amazing. They're just amazing. But I also want to share with you a video that was sent to me for my birthday from Jerry. Now, not all of you know Jerry very well, but he was part of the old podcast that I used to be on. But he sent me, he sent me a video, and I want to share it with you. To answer your question, classy card, I love it. I know, it's really cool. It's a beautiful card. And no, she does not sell them. This is one of those things where right now, you know, she basically runs this house, you know, all the money that pretty much all the money that comes in, she's making it, right? So making cards and stuff to transition from what she's doing now to going forward with trying to make cards to sell, it would be insane. And she also she likes doing it. She doesn't know if she wants to do it for a job, because as you might know, you may know this, you may not. Pretty much any job you do, there are going to be times when you're like, man, I kind of want to do something else, you know? So she enjoys the fact that it's a hobby, right? Now, I still think that her talent, she should be doing stuff, you know, creative stuff. But she just hasn't done it yet. So thank you for asking. I'm gonna actually tell her that you said that, Carbonite. I think that's very, very nice of you to say. But here's the video. I know, I know. And here's the thing. There's a built-in place where she could go for free and sell her wares. Retropalooza. Because every time we go to Retropalooza, somebody is selling something creative, artistic, right? I don't understand why. She just hasn't done it. But I'm trying to you know, support her in that and say yeah and try to push her a little bit, you know? Say, hey, you should do that, but just not yet. But anyway, here's the video birthday greeting that I got from Jerry. I won't be able to hear it, but you will. Enjoy.
Happy birthday to you. We're gonna sing happy birthday to Robbie again. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. We hope you can put this on your show. Get to the chopper. Get to the chopper. Happy birthday to Robbie. Oh no, we don't know what to. Robbie! Happy birthday. We're talking to you. Happy birthday, man.
So there you go. That was Jerry wishing me a happy birthday. And his daughter's adorable. Claire. Little shout out to Claire for jumping around. Thank you. But anyway, let's get back to the chat. Beautiful for Butterfinger flavor. I mean, it could be. It could be great. It could be bad. It could be awful. Look, we're up to 15 votes. And look, right now, Strawberry Custard Cookie Chaos is winning. And Dragon Fruit Berry Cream is losing. But both of them will be tried if it stays the same. Hey, vote. Look, hey, just vote what's in your heart. You know, in this day of and age, you know how trying the world is. Just vote your hopes. You know, vote your hopes. Seems weird to talk about that with flavors, but anyway. The big picture CinemaCon is also about to go on. I know. Warner Brothers is going on right now. And I will recommend, I'm sure there's plenty of people out there, plenty of pundits that cover CinemaCon, but I think one of the best ones, honestly, is John Campea, because guess who's there? It's John Campea. It's Robert Meyer Burnett. It's Ray from the show. It's his wife and some Olympic guy. I don't know who he is. But anyway, they put on like an after show or like a wrap up after the big event. So they did one for Lionsgate. And that's basically where I got a lot of my information. I mean, I saw a lot of it on like Twitter and stuff. But hey, man, it's also April Fool's, which is crazy because, man, you don't know what to believe and what not to believe. So anyway, I would highly recommend the John Campea channel for that, the wrap up. It's actually pretty gives you the news. It's good. Basically, I paid $75 for a game, then bought an item that came with the game, then got a refund for the game, used the code to get the game free, so I saved $75. Oh, well then that actually sounds like it works out. I got that. I was basically playing stupid and fun and stuff. Matthew Walls, hello, and Sho Zama, welcome, sir. 11 hours straight today, man. You get that overtime. You get it. You get it, and you do that thing. Yeah. Name the reference. It's a movie. I don't know what reference. What are you talking about? I'm the only one who survived a layoff at my job today. 100 people lost their jobs. It sucked today. Oh my gosh, Matthew Walls. Man. Wow. Wow. And thank you for the happy birthday. But man, holy crap, dude. Yeah, you dodged a bullet there. Holy crap. Tax write-off. Check out the stuff in the background. Books, videos, Stormtrooper helmet, orange block. Oh, I mean, here's the thing. That's something that I've already planned on doing. I'm basically tracking all of my expenses this year for next year. Because I don't know how all that works, but yeah, I probably should have been doing this for years, but I haven't, because I haven't. So, like I said, I need to go to a tax guy and have him give me all the things, because I'm sure there's things that Billy does that doesn't apply to me. I'm sure there are things that he doesn't do that would apply to me. So, you know what I mean? It's like I want to basically lay it all out and say, here's what I do. And he goes, okay, you can all of that. And so, shit, I might freaking buy a new computer, and you know what I mean? Who knows? We'll cross that bridge when we get there. I need to make an appointment. It's probably not the best time, in tax time to do that. Or maybe it's the best time. I don't know. Let's see. Actually, my sister is watching with me, and she loved the design and asked if she sold them. Oh, well, that's it. That's even better. Yeah, she's, again, with April's stuff. I mean, she watches a lot of YouTube creators, and she looks at, I mean, she does woodworking. She does sewing, which she hasn't really done a lot lately. But then she does the scrapbooking. She does the card making. So basically, if you go into Hobby Lobby, yeah, she probably does something with some of that stuff. Now, I mean, like I said, it's not like she's, making cardigans and, the sewing, it's weird because she bought, there's a thing that my door's open right now because she's not here. I can say anything I want about her. No, she's awesome. She bought this thing, and it's like a big, it's probably as tall as this bookcase, right? But it opens up, and it's got a place for your sewing machine and a place for you to work. There's tables that fold down. It's a really cool thing. It doesn't get used for sewing. It's used for, that is where I do all of my wicking, all my rebuilding and everything. I have a little section that is my stuff. And that's where I do all my building. So like when I'm doing all this stuff, that's where I do it. And I've got a little mat, not a mat. I think it's actually an old mouse pad. A mouse pad, or I say an old mouse pad. Mouse pad I'm not using because I have this, and my whole desk is a mouse pad now. Anyway, so yeah, it's not even used for sewing right now. So I don't know. she just has a lot of stuff. She's super creative, and I think there's probably a way to combine, maybe my Photoshop skills with her creative whatever, and we could make some cool stuff. Like I said, there was one thing that I had. I mean, I think I showed, didn't I? I showed she got a wood burning thing. I think I showed that on stream, didn't I? Oh crap, where is it? There's so much stuff. I take so many pictures. It's crazy. Let me see if there it is. Yeah. So she did the wood burning, and it cut out in the style of Order 42. And then what I did is I made a design where it's every letter or number has something cool that I like. So in that first one, there's the Empire, and the second one, that's Tyrell's, the owl from the Tyrell Corporation from Blade Runner. Then you've got the Wayland Corporation from Prometheus. Then you've got in the E, you've got Zelda. You've got the Hyrule symbol. And then in the R is the Ka symbol from the Dark Tower. And then in the 4, there's the Tree of Gondor from Lord of the Rings. And then of course there's 9 Inch Nails in the 2. And it's freaking cool, man. Like, why isn't she doing crap like that? And I was thinking that might make a cool shirt, but every time I did it on a shirt, it looked really busy and bad. Like, it just looked like a mess. And that's only stuff that means like a lot to me, I didn't think it would make a cool shirt. But she was like, well, let's try it. And so she made it, and it's freaking cool. So I don't know. Awesome Jerry. I know. He's really funny. And just to let you know, some of you don't know Jerry very well or whatever, but he is a musician, and he's working on finishing up 2 albums. So when those are available, I will be putting that in the music chat for you guys to check out. I think he's on Spotify and Apple Music. So, I mean, it covers pretty much everything. It doesn't, not YouTube Music or Google Play, whatever it is over there. But I'm pretty sure he's on Spotify and Apple. So, hey, when it's available, I will let you know. Hi everyone, got here just in time for the birthday tribute. I mean, that was pretty good. He's so funny. He's such a funny guy. I mean, I'm sitting there like almost crying laughing because he's all like, don't know what to rub it. It's just funny. It's just funny. Movie Mike, welcome. And let's see. The reference is Spaceballs during the wedding. What was the reference? Oh, the short version. Gotcha. That's a good one. Happy birthday, buddy, Frodus boy. Welcome. Good to see you. And thank you again for being the 25th channel member. So yeah, and I actually have I think what might be a fun video for this week, because I'm not going to see any of the movies coming out this week. There's nothing really coming out that I'm like super jazzed to see. But I got a video that I think it will be fun. And of course, all of you channel members are going to be represented in the video. So forever, as long as the video lives, your name will be there as an orderly. Is that cheesy? Level 1 orderly, level 2 orderly. Is it cheesy? I thought it was cheesy. But then I was like, it'd be fun. It's fun. But anyway. That's terrible, man. Do you have to do the job of 100 people now? See, that's the problem. And it's the problem. See, here's the thing. This isn't a new thing. This whole let's cut down on our workforce to save money, right? That's the number one cost when it comes to a company is the people, right? That is the number one cost. So the idea that you can get rid of a bunch of people and then the people that are left have to basically do all the work of all of those people. It's what happened to me when I was working for the company that I worked for. I don't want to talk about them because number one, you wouldn't know who they are, and number two, it doesn't matter. Anyway, I was doing the work of two people they didn't get laid off. They actually ended up leaving. And then they basically said, "Well, Rob, you can do that now." And I'm like, in addition to what I already, okay. Well, I mean, that's a pretty big job. I'm pretty sure you can handle it. Yeah, with 55 hours a week, yeah, I can handle it. And it was, man, it made my job so much more stressful. And I know that it wasn't like it was an intentional thing. They weren't like trying to make me mad or trying to make me upset or stressed out. It's just the higher up said, no, you can't replace that person now that they're gone. It just sucks. And it's just part of the damn deal now. You know, corporations, that's how they think. But anyway. Very cool Order 42. I mean, it is cool. I think it is very cool. It's very busy. And the thing that I kept thinking is that all of those things are things that mean something to me. They wouldn't necessarily mean something to someone who's wearing the shirt. So like there might be somebody that's like, oh yeah, I like all that, but I can't stand Stephen King. Right? Like you say, I don't like The Dark Tower. I thought it was stupid and bloated and, you know, whatever. Then you're like, oh, I don't want to wear that shirt. And then you're like, I want you to, like, if you get a shirt from me, I'm like, I want you to be like, I want you to wear that crap. And I want you to enjoy it. And I don't, like, you probably won't get asked what it is, you know? But it's still like, I want it to be something that cool that you wear and it's comfy and all that crap, you know? It was funny. I was wearing not this shirt, but I have well, you've probably seen it in pictures and stuff. I have a jacket with this same Empire logo on the back, right? So I bought the shirt first, and then I was like, man, the logo looks so cool, but it doesn't look right. To me, it didn't look right on a shirt. I was like, I think it'd be cool on the back of a zip-up hoodie. So I've been wearing that zip-up hoodie for a few years now. And I was at Walmart, and I'm looking at Blu-rays and stuff, and I just hear a lady pass me, and then a guy goes, look out, honey. Look out. He goes, you can't trust him. And I just I was like, are they talking to me? It sounded like he was talking to me. And I'm like, kind of look. And he goes, he's with the Empire. You can't trust them. And he just walked off. And I'm like, that's pretty good. Nobody's ever commented on that jacket other than, is that some such and such? You know, somebody said it was from a video. They thought it was from a video game a couple of weeks ago. But nobody comments on my jacket typically. So it's kind of funny to, you know, just kind of funny. Anyway. I have 2 3D printers and I don't use them for shit. Here's the thing. I really want one because I think it'd be cool for vape stuff. And I know you're like, oh, vape stuff. I think it'd be cool for vape stuff. But anyway. It's cheesy fun. The best kind of fun. It is fun. It's all fun. Some of it. I'm currently looking for a new job for exactly that reason. People leave and I get more work for the same money. Right. And that's why I say it's weird because I always had this thing in my head where it was like, make yourself unreplaceable. Like whatever work that you do it with integrity, do it with courage, honor, all those things, right? Have the courage to know when to say no. Have the integrity to know when to, you know, to apologize for your own mistakes. All of those things, right? Make yourself where, like, if you weren't there, there was a hole, you know? I'm not trying to be dirty, okay? Get your mind out of the gutter, all right? But just that if you leave, it's like, crap, man, Rob's not here. How are we going to do this now, you know? And that's kind of the way that I always looked at my work ethic. But then it started to get to a point where I'm like, it's not worth it. Sometimes it's not worth doing all of the extra work for nothing but a pat on the back. It's like, okay, I'm doing all this work. You guys are getting the credit for it. I don't know, man. It's weird. It's weird. Sorry, I was just checking my phone. My wife, like I said, she's not here. She's with her mom. She's got to make sure everything's cool. Should I call that guy Rebel Scum? Right? Oh, man. I should have. Damn it. That's a good call. I should have done that. And Spencer. Did I say hi, Spencer? Hi. And thank you for the birthday wishes, Mr. President. No. I am the president of nothing. Except fun and movie stuff. I don't know. No. But hey, why don't we get on with the show? Because we got a lot to do. First off, I want to show you this Words of Radiance. I just finished this a few days ago. In fact, I finished it the day before my birthday, right? Finished it. Book 2 of the Stormlight Archive. Of course, Brandon Sanderson has this whole thing called the Cosmere. It's like, it's a universe of all of his stories. And apparently at some point there starts to be some connectivity. But this is not something where you have to have read everything that came before to enjoy this, okay? So, book 1 was called The Way of Kings, which I have up there. Amazing book. Like, it was one of those where I'm like, there's a little bit of a slog in the middle of it because there's somebody that's kind of being tortured, and it's kind of like, man, I hope this guy freaking makes it out of it. And the ending is amazing. And I was like, man, I can't wait to read the second one. I read the second one, and there were 2 moments reading this where I actually fist pumped because it was so awesome. So all I got to say is if they ever do some sort of adaptation, I'm going to be so scared because I just don't know if they can do it. I don't know if they can do this as awesome as it needs to be. It needs to be HBO, you know? Because there are things that happen that are like, it's so good. I just can't. It's so good. It's so awesome. And in fact, the funny thing is, I was reading something about this book after I finished it, and it was Brandon Sanderson talking about how Henry Cavill called him up and was like, "I can't be Kaladin, can I? In what if an adaptation happens, I can't be Kaladin." He goes, "Well, no." And he's like, "I'm too old, aren't I?" He goes, "And you're not Asian." Because Kaladin is kind of the main character, at least in there's a bunch of characters in this, but Kaladin is the one that you follow, especially in the first book. It's just awesome. It's so good. So yeah, great stuff. Now, I don't know if he's here. Rufus is not here. Rufus isn't here, but I'm reading the book that he recommended, and that is Mark Z. Danielewski's House of Leaves. Now, this is just that's just the cover, because I have the hardback sitting in there. Now, here's the thing. I'm going to say this. I'm only going to say this once. Hi, KP Senti. Hi, how's it going? This is not an easy book to read. This is going to be a challenge because there are levels of there's multiple stories being told with. So basically, there's this, and I don't know all the details. I'm not going to try to remember the names. I just started really. So there's the story about a house, or a video or a movie about whatever, about a house, and the guy is filming and he realizes that the dimensions of the house on the inside is different than the dimensions of the house on the outside. It's actually bigger on the inside than it is on the outside. It's like, what the hell is that? Well, it turns out that there's a guy that's been putting together all of this information about this thing. He was blind and now he's dead. So another guy is taking that work and he's basically trying to present it, but he's adding in his own stuff into it. And then the next level is that there's actually an editor that's trying to make sense of all this. And the fact is, every single level is unreliable. You don't know what's true and what's not. I don't even know. Actually, hold on. Let me get the book. Just hold on a second. Oh, crap. Can you even hear me out here? Can you hear me? No? Okay, maybe you can, maybe you can't. Here's the book, okay? So that's now here's the thing. If you look at those pictures, those are like mostly all different houses. Okay? So you don't know who's telling the truth, what's the truth and what's not. So here's let me see if I can get an example. Here's an example. Let me do this. Let me get my arm around here. Okay. So that is like the blind guy. Then you've got the editor's stuff down here in footnotes. But then over here, see this in Courier? That's the guy that found all this stuff. So you don't know what's true and what's not, and it's a challenge to read. They even said at the beginning of the book, he said, "Don't read for more than an hour." And I'm like, okay. Seriously, I'm only about 40 pages in and I almost gave up. But then I watched a video. I was like, I don't know if I'm up for this. This video said it's confusing on purpose, and once things start to fall into place, it's going to be pretty awesome. Now, here's the funny thing. Things get weird. What do you mean by that? Let me show you. Some pages, look at this. Look at this crap. What the hell? Stuff is upside down. Stuff is in a little box. What's going on? And then you get to some point and like, what is going on in this book? I haven't gotten to any of the super weird stuff. I'm still trying to get my head around whatever the hell this is. So I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm going to keep trying, and I'm going to read, like it said, only like an hour. And let's just see if I can get through it. Because apparently, if you can get through it, man, it's like amazing. But I don't know. So, and there was that same video that said, just try to make your way through it. Some people said, don't read the footnotes. And they're like, no, if you don't read the footnotes, then you don't get context and you're missing part of the story. And it's like, okay. So it's just really super challenging because you're doing these flipping back and forth because some of this guy's footnotes go on for like 4 pages. And you're like, dude, what are you even talking about? He goes off on tangents because the guy that found all of this stuff. So, okay, remember movie, right? They made a movie about the house, weird shit happening in the house, right? Then you've got the blind guy who found it and is like trying to whatever. And then the guy that found it, that found the dead guy's stuff, he works at a tattoo parlor. And he starts going off about, his weekend when he went out and had this, and he's telling stories to chicks, and you're like, what is going on? Karen Halloran, welcome. Thank you for that sub. I don't usually get subs in the middle of the stream, but thank you. Appreciate that. So anyway, it's a weird freaking book, and I don't know if I'm going to finish it. But there's also S. I will recommend S. And it's actually like the Ship of Theseus. Here, let me just pull it up. It's easier to just pull it up. Shopping. Can I open that? Thank you. This. It's S. Now I have this and I read this. And what it is about this one is that it's basically you're looking at it and it just looks like a library book, you know? But then as you start to read, you start to understand that what you're reading, there are two people that are having a conversation in the margins. And they're talking to each other. And then they leave notes and pictures and all kinds of weird stuff in the book. And as you turn the page, all of a sudden there's pictures and you can look at the pictures and then put them. It's crazy. It's a neat experience. I really highly recommend. It's by J.J. Abrams, which I know a lot of people don't like J.J. Abrams, but this is really good. And actually, here you go. Here you go. Brand new, $27. I'm telling you, it's a crazy experience. I super enjoyed reading this because I'm like, I don't know what's going on, but it takes a little work. So I don't know. I thought it was cool. And I'm hoping that this has a similar thing, but I don't know. I don't know. But the recommendation was don't get the hardback. They said get because the whole mystery of the whole thing is that people were like passing this along, right? And it's just it's like a compilation of a bunch of different pages. And so it's supposed to be like, oh, it's underground, nobody knows about it and all this stuff, but it's, it's been out for 25 years, this book. And I'm like, I want the hardback, man. Hardbacks are cool. So I got the hardback. Anyway, sorry, let me get caught up. House of Leaves, been waiting on this one, such a wild ride. So yeah, I just, like I said, I just got started, and seriously, almost quit. Like that far in, I was almost like, no. But I'm gonna stick with it and just see. I'm just gonna see. Mark Danielewski is Poe's dad. She had a music career in the 90s. Hold on, he's getting it. Oh, you could hear me? You could hear me? How do you carry that around? Well, I'll tell you this. Coming up here in a few minutes, I'm going to be doing my stack of things that I got. And there's a book here that is impossible to read except on a desk. So you just hold on, okay? Because it's gonna get nuts. Anyway. Oh my God, Strawberry Custard Cookie is now #1. And Dragon Fruit Berry. Okay. So, look, here's the deal. Atreyu, Butterfinger, 39% of the votes. Oh, what's Lateral Sunset, Dragon Fruit Berry Cream is in last place with 17% of the votes. And winning is Chaos, the Black Label. Supposedly, it's a little more expensive, so it's supposed to be, this is the premium label or whatever. Anyway, Chaos, Strawberry Custard Cookie. That's winning. And what we're doing is we have 2 mods. So we're going to vape the winner and the loser. Whatever's in last place and whatever's in first place. We're switching it up. So vote accordingly. Yeah. The further you go in the book, the stranger it gets. Oh, I know it. It's like, yeah. Chris, welcome. Not Gary, welcome. Good to see you guys. I would have to color code the sections just to keep my sanity. Well, apparently there's other colors in the book. I don't know. Are you supposed to read it from start to finish like a Mr. Miyagi? Oh, I get it now kind of moment at the very end. Yeah, I think so. You're supposed to read it straight through. Like Ship of Theseus, the way that I did it. And I don't know if this is the best way to do it, but it's the same sort of thing where some of the pages of text are just full of notations on the side. And at first I was trying to read everything, like read that page, then read the notations, or read the notations as I'm getting. It got too confusing. So what I would do is I would just read the book normally without the notations, and then go back to the start of the chapter and read all the notations because I already have the story fresh in my head. And that's what worked for me. But S was, I'm telling you, if you're into books, if you like reading, if you like storytelling, I don't understand how they pull that crap off. It was so well done. I really, really enjoyed that. So, yeah. A huge epiphany moment at the end and all the plot strings connect. Here's the funny thing. I've heard that there are no answers in the book. I've heard that you get to the end and you're kind of like, oh. And I'm kind of like, but what makes it? Is it the mystery? Is it the mystery itself that's so intriguing? I don't know. I haven't gotten that far into it. Right now, I'm just confused as hell. So, I don't know. Let's hydrate. Expensive ass office product. I voted for strawberry cookie because I'm hungry and haven't eaten. Well, I mean, that's a good way to do it. House of Leaves looks interesting. I know. That's why I got it. But seriously, 40 pages or so in, because there's like a foreword that's like 15 pages, and I'm on like page 24, and I'm like, here's what I heard. I heard a guy was in prison. And he started reading that book. And what he did is he read one chapter a day. And that's it. He would read the one chapter and then put it down. And then he said, that way it's easier to get through the entire book because all you have to do for the day is read that one chapter. Now I'm reading 2 chapters at a time because I'm an overachiever. But that's how I'm planning on doing it because I don't want to get so irritated that I throw the book across the room. I want to try to let the book do its thing. And I don't know. I might be insane for doing it, but I'm going to try it. So we'll see. The S book was listed as office product. Oh, I didn't see that. I've read House of Leaves 3 times and am still confused by it. See, that's the thing. See, I keep hearing that and I go, I'm usually not the kind of guy that, because a lot of people are saying, oh, well, this is just a pretentious piece of trash, right? But it's still like, you put a challenge in front of me and I kind of want to do it. Well, some people just don't get it. You know, that's like, I read like Reddit threads about that. So some people just don't get it. I'm like, oh yeah? Well, let me get it. Let me try. You know what I mean? So it's, I don't know. I might by the end of it go, okay, that was a neat experience, but wow, no. I don't know. We'll see. Setting daily goals and chipping away at it works. I did that while reading the Bible, 1 book chapter a day. Yeah. Yes. And I mean, I don't typically do that. Like when I read Words of Radiance, I seriously would read until I couldn't keep my eyes open. Because it was just, it was so good. And it changes points of views, right? Throughout because, there's multiple characters, multiple stories being told, and then they come together and then, it's awesome. I love that kind of storytelling. So I really dig Sanderson. I didn't know I would. Like I've read a few of his things and I'm like, he's pretty good. Now I'm like, this guy's good. This guy's a good storyteller. And he does things that you should have, like, it's like there were a couple things that happened that made me go, why did I not see that coming? I should have seen that coming, but I didn't. And that was awesome. And so that's how it's good. So we'll see. I hope my book has a similar effect as this one. Wait, your book? What exactly are you talking about, Derek? Are you writing a book? Okay. If my complex book doesn't hit, I'm just going to do a cheap and feel good one like Pumpkin Man next time. Pumpkin Man. I was thinking about that the other day. Like freaking Pumpkin Man. A man made of pumpkins. So real quick, we're going to get into what I watched, then we're going to get into this stuff. Okay. And then we're going to do the liquids. It's already 8 o'clock. What's going on? Hi. Welcome to the show. All right. The first thing that I watched, well, obviously it's Gotcha Man. I'm still making my way through Gotcha Man. Holy crap. I'm like 60 something episodes in. It's like, I almost, like every time I'm about to say, you know what, I'm just going to skip to the end and see what happens. Something really cool happens, or something really like shocking happens in that show. There's like 100 something episodes. But I'm still watching Gotcha Man. But I finished Reacher. Did anybody watch Reacher? Anybody? It's okay. I really like him. Richson, right? Alan, Aaron, Andy. What's his name? Rich. It's Richson. But what's his first name? Alan. It was Alan. Alan Richson. I like him. And especially like when somebody says, hey man, he'd make a great Batman. You look at that physique and you go, well, yeah, that looks like Batman. That looks like Batman without a helmet on. That dude is built like, holy crap. The problem is, I think I could buy him as Batman, but I don't know if I could buy him as Bruce Wayne. He hasn't impressed me that much with his acting to make me go, he'd make a good Bruce. I don't know. All I can say is that I enjoyed Reacher season 3. The main girl, woman, person, she annoyed the hell out of me because her accent was so, it felt manufactured. And then it come to find out, oh, she's British. No wonder that sounds so oddly turned up. I don't know. She was fine, I guess, but I don't know. I just didn't really care for it. But of course, in between that, I had to watch. I finished Reacher. I'm still watching Gotcha Man, but I had to watch A Complete Unknown since it's on Hulu now. You know. Everybody knows. I'm a big Timothée Chalamet fan. I love that dude. I think he's amazing. And I think he did amazing in this movie. But the movie didn't come together for me. And this is directed by James Mangold, who did Walk the Line. He did Wolverine, or The Wolverine. Maybe he did both. Anyway, he did The Wolverine. He did Ford v Ferrari. I like a lot of those movies, and Ford v Ferrari is a modern day classic as far as I'm concerned. Love it. But this movie it didn't quite come together for me. I liked it, and I think all the performances were great, but yeah. So I think it's worth it to see the performance and the great music. I mean, dude, Bob Dylan. I've talked about this before, but during the hikes, I started listening to, just a bunch of different like long albums. I got into Neil Young, and from Neil Young, I got into Bob Dylan, and I'm enjoying Bob Dylan. So yeah, it's good stuff. It's good stuff. So there's that Complete Unknown. Now hold on a second. My wife is home. I just want to say hi. So I'll be right back. Okay. I'll be right back. We're going to go through this huge freaking stack of things. I'm probably gonna pee because duty calls, and then we're gonna find out which ones are we gonna try. Let's do it. So I'll be right back. Okay, be right back. Okay. Sorry. Bonobo Juice. I'm writing a book under the pseudonym Jimmy Bookman. Are you are you serious? Seriously, if you want, if anybody is creative, wants me to read anything, critique it for you, I will. I love doing that for people. Um because here's the thing. A lot of times what happens is, you give somebody something that you've written and you want the truth. You don't want sugarcoating, right? So many people are just like, "Yeah, it was good." Really? You really liked it? Oh yeah. Mhm. You're talented. And you can tell that it's not coming from a place of whatever, of truth. If you need somebody, if you're being serious and you actually are writing something, I'd love to read it. I did the same thing for a friend of mine, and he's like, yeah, I appreciate, because I wasn't. I'll just say this: I wasn't. I didn't pull any punches. There were things in there that I was like, that's not good. That's not working for me, and here's why. And I'm not trying to be mean. I'm not trying to whatever, and I'm not trying to dissuade you, because he's written other things that I really liked. So I was like, this isn't working for me. You know, this this kind of character wouldn't talk this way, or something like that. And it's like, I'm not buying it. So if I'm not buying it, then I'm not engaged with the story. Anyway, so just keep that in mind. Stuff. I'm cynical with all these music biopics. Just seems like Oscar bait. Chris, I understand that. I do. And this one kind of feels that way. But there's also, at least from when I was watching A Complete Unknown, I get the feeling that James Mangold is a big fan of Bob Dylan, and he really wanted to tell this story. And I enjoyed watching it. I really did. But I don't think it reached, like, here's what I wanted. When I was finished with that movie, I wanted to go to my phone or iPad or computer, whatever, and be like, I got to pick up the 4K. I love this movie. It didn't get there for me. Even though I think Chalamet was great, and Edward Norton was great. Elle Fanning was probably the most believable performance I've ever seen her give. Now, granted, I haven't seen a whole lot of her, of her work. Monica Barbaro was pretty good too. It just didn't come together for me I know just as much about Bob Dylan as I did when I started. But he's also an enigmatic kind of, he stays out of the spotlight kind of guy, so who knows? But that's just my thing. Ow. Smashed my hand. My dad loves Reacher and Tracker. Yeah, it's okay. It's I don't know what Tracker is, but Reacher was just meh. Ninjinzu. Welcome, sir. Good to see you. It's been a while. Or, at least a little bit. But hey, good to see you. My wife. Yeah, I needed to say hi to my wife. I'll send all my work to you soon. KP Senti. Okay. It's just a play on my favorite actor name ever, the kid who played Pugsley in the 92 Addams Family. His name is Jimmy Workman. That's wild. Ah, okay. But here's the thing. There's a lot of people that have come along over the years that have made me go, yeah, I like that. Bonobo Juice to me is one of those. And I'm not saying that for any other reason, but because our senses of humor vibe, and I know that he's super talented. In fact, if you go to his channel, he's not asking me to do this. In fact, this might make him nervous, and I'm sorry, but you're talented, dude. His art is really good, and I enjoy the vibe of watching him draw these things. And he doesn't do them super often, but I really enjoy them. So there you go. So if you were writing a book, I'd be like, I want to read that. I would want to read that. And yes, I know. I'm sorry. I'm sorry if I made you feel a little bit uncomfortable, a little bit pink and naked out there. But here's the thing. I think you're talented. And when I see talent, I want to see that talent do things, you know? And so I'm a fan. So there you go. So take that, bonobo juice. Thanks, Rob. I might have to take you up on that proofreading offer. I spent 3 years on mine and it's only 50 pages or so. Put some effort into it. It's a math philosophy book. You know, I got almost a perfect score on my math SAT. Now ask me what I did with it. Nothing. I did nothing with that. But I was good at the math. But I like philosophy and I like math and I like a story, a typical story. Hoping the unique approach makes it interesting. Derek, I'm down. You seriously. Anybody who and I'm not going to judge or anything like that unless you want me to. If you want critique, I will not pull punches. I will tell you the truth, and I won't do it in order to hurt your feelings, but in order to try to cultivate what's there and say, "Hey, yes, this is working for me. This is not." It's helpful stuff. And when you can have somebody that can do that for you, yeah. You were talented once, Star Fox. Prove it. Anyway, let's do it. So this first thing that I got, this had been ordered for 2 months. It took a long time to get here. But it was one of those things that sold out really super fast when it came out. And then it was just gone. And it was going for $100, $200 on eBay. And then suddenly Amazon said, "Hey, you want to pre-order this?" And I was like, "Yes." At this price, the minimum price. And I'm like, "Yes." So I did. And it took like 2 months for it to get here. But I finally got it. Now, I've said before, I'm not a huge David Lynch fan. But I want to understand the man. The man he's an enigma. He's always been somebody who I've wanted to really love, but I've never really gotten into it. And one of the things that I was not looking forward to doing was watching this show. So I got Twin Peaks from Z to A. This is all 3 seasons, including Fire Walk with Me and a bunch of special features. Now, this is a fat, not PHAT, FAT. This is a fat thing. Now, the way that they did this is not great. I gotta be honest. These discs are single discs, but these in here, they're stacked. They're stacked on top of each other. So it's like disc 1, disc 2, disc 3, disc 4, disc 5, disc 6, disc 7, disc 8, disc 9, disc 10, and then here's the other series, the limited series, disc 1, disc 2, disc 3, disc 4, disc 5, disc 6, disc 7, disc 8, disc 9, and then here's the 4K disc that has the original series pilot, the alternate international pilot, and part 8 of the limited series. So basically, you get 2 episodes in 4K, but the rest of it's on Blu-ray. But this is one of those sets that I look at and I go, you know what? This is perfect for me because I want to experience it, but I don't need all the extra doodads and tchotchkes and you know, all the things that come along with a special edition set. Just give me the stuff. But I kind of wish they weren't stacked. You know, I'm not a big fan of stackers. You know what I mean? And the only thing that you really get as a guide is this, is on the inside of the insert. So it gives you everything that's on each disc, it's not bad. This is actually pretty nice. But again, here's the problem. It's not standard size. This is almost like, there's not a DVD in this set. but this is like DVD size. So standard. Oh God, I can't. It's so tight in there, it won't come out. Standard DVD. It's the same. That's what I don't understand. None of these are in standard definition, and yet the case is in a DVD sized box. So the weird thing is I'm excited to delve into this. It's gonna take a while. Just like I keep buying multi-disc sets because I'm insane. I'm watching 105 episodes plus whatever else is on that Gotcha Man set. I've got coming up, I've got the Shaw Brothers Volume 4, which is like 12 movies. And then after that, I've got the entire Star Trek original series. I'm going to be watching a bunch of stuff. But I'm excited to delve into this when I get to it. You know? It's going to be interesting. I might hate it because David Lynch is one of those that, man, has always been kind of like, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. With David Lynch, Twin Peaks from Z to A. This was, I believe, like $60-something on Amazon. But like I said, I saw it going for like $200 and $300 on eBay because this was completely sold out. So there you go. Now I've got it. Next up is a movie that I've never owned. I have to say it. I've never owned this movie, but I always wanted to. And for some reason, I never got around to buying it. But when the 4K came out, I'm like, I need to get that. Guess what? Didn't buy it right away. But I finally have. And I now own it. It's Akira. The Steelbook. And the reason that I got the Steelbook is because of Target's sale. Target had a buy two, get the third free. Amazon was also basically doing the same sale. But there were items that I got that were not part of the Amazon sale. Like Amazon, for some reason, they don't do every DVD, Blu-ray, and book and all that kind of stuff. They don't do that. They'll do some of them. But all of these were $25. So I got the Steelbook for $25. And I haven't opened it yet, which I thought we could do right now. I pre-opened it because, hey, I'm just that kind of thoughtful dude. So, nice J card. I bent that a little bit. Son of a... And it's stuck there. Oh, look at that. Look at that goo on there. Anyway, so there's that. There's that. Beautiful, not dented. I'm not a Steelbook fan. But like I said, I just figured, hey, I like this case more. I'll just go with it. So I've got the movie on 4K and Blu-ray. There you go. And it doesn't say anything really about the special features. It's in Dolby 5.1. Yeah. So, hey. And I got to keep the J card, right? You got to keep the J card. So let me make sure that that's on there, right? There you go. So Akira in 4K. Excited to watch that again. I actually watched it probably 8 months ago on Hulu. And it made me think, yeah, I need to buy that. Never had. Now this next one is a movie that, well, you knew I had to get it. I had to get it. That's right, 7. So here's the funny thing. I didn't get the Steelbook on this. I just got the standard 4K set. And of course, the special features up there at the top right. So it's got the same stuff. 4 different commentaries, which is really cool. I love commentaries. So there you go. There's that. Let me open this up. It's one of those that's kind of a, what is it, digipack type, you know, with the kind of cardboard. This is not opening easily. Here we go. There we go. So, man, Very, very sharp. I really like the the matteness of it. It really looks nice. Oh, J card, of course. Very cool. Ooh, that is a uh-oh. Oh, guess what? The magnet. It's got the magnet. I do like that. So very nice. Very pretty. Oop. Got to hold on to that. What do you call it? What is this? Digital code. Man. Okay. Very nicely done. Very nicely done. I kind of wish. Wait a minute. Is it just one disc? Just the one disc? That's odd. They did all this for just one disc? I guess so. I don't see any finger holes. Do you? So yeah, you gotta basically dig in there to get the disc out. But very nice. Very nicely done. Very cool. So there you go. 7 or S7N as it says on here. See, it says S7N. Anyway, yeah, excited to experience this again in 4K. I've heard good things. I've heard not so good things. I'll probably enjoy it. So that was part 2 of the Target buy. Now here's number 3. Something that you probably wouldn't expect. But then again, you might. I got the H.R. Giger book from Taschen. Now if you know Taschen, they did the archives, the Star Wars archives. They did one for the original trilogy, and then they did one for the prequel trilogy. I own both of those. Now, they have a special edition of this here art book, and it's count them, $200. But it's like this big. It's freaking massive. And I said, I want this. I want to look at the pictures and all the things and read the thing, but I don't need a big, huge, crazy book. But anyway, so I got this one, and it's actually kind of neat. I'm guessing that's just a piece of paper that goes there, a disturbingly beautiful tribute to H.R. Giger's nightmarish work. Wired.com. So pretty cool. I have pre-cut. So let's open this up and look and see. Okay, that is nice and shiny. Nice and shiny. And yes, as I expected, it's just it's part of, that's interesting. So it's actually part of the book. It actually covers up. So I've never seen that before. That's interesting. I thought it was just going to be a piece of paper that was just stuck in there. But no, it's actually part of the book. So cool. I might actually fold that over because I don't think it's really necessary. Okay, let me fold that like so. Now, let's see if I can. If you know H.R. Giger, you know that there's a lot of disturbing artwork, and it's very sexual. I don't want to get demonetized because it's definitely a mixture of the sort of the biomechanical stuff. So things like that. Now, the problem with this small book is that you can't see. That's kind of a bummer. You can't see all the artwork because the rest of the artwork is in the crease. So you can't see the entire piece of artwork, but that's yeah. Let me see if I can find something else. Okay, that is disturbing. Okay, disturbing. Also disturbing. Also disturbing. Holy crap. But see, look at stuff like this. That is... it's just really cool. It's really cool, and Giger has always been fascinating to me. Okay, that has genitalia. We can't show that. That is borderline. That's a pretty famous picture that Giger did. This one here. It's like a gun, but there's he's weird, man. He's a weird guy. God, man, it's like it's very disturbing stuff. Let me see if I can find some of the alien stuff. Because even the alien itself is very, well, it's biomechanical, but it's also there's some sexuality to the images. You know what I mean? Um okay, this is probably borderline, but I don't know. Can you see that? Yeah, you can see it. Super cool. Super cool and disturbing and weird. Like it's weird. But I really like Giger. Like it's so odd. He's such an odd guy. So, oh, and that's the back. I didn't show you the back. There's him. Yeah. So here's the thing. I got this one basically for free because I bought the two movies for $25 each. So I got this for free, which is pretty cool. Now, again, I could have gotten the $200 one, but I just went for this one and I went in and folded that over. So, but still, I'm excited to go through this. I mean, just look at that. That is like, what is some of that? But it's always, man, Giger has always been somebody that there's something about it that I really like. I really like it. So there you go. H.R. Giger, part of the buy two, get a third free thing from Target. Then there was another thing where I started looking through my wish list. And I was like, okay, I really want to track that down before it goes away because it's been out for a while and I didn't want it to go out of print and be one of those where I'm like, I wanted that and I never got around to buying it because it had been not available through Amazon for months now. And I tracked it down and decided to go ahead and get it. And it is Akira Kurosawa's Ran in 4K. This was partially inspired by you, Style Fox, because you were posting your 4Ks or your Criterion haul of Kurosawa films, and I just said, you know what, I need to go ahead and pick this up. I think it was 28, but this is a movie that I really like, and it's gorgeous. And I don't own this on disc. I only own the digital copy that I got for, $7-8 or whatever. But I got Kurosawa's Ran in 4K. Now this is, again, it's an import from England, and it's from Studio Canal. It's a 3-disc set. So the 4K is on its own disc, I think. Yeah. So disc 1 has the feature. Here, let me open it up, and then we can look at the back. And there's nothing special, nothing there's no extra stuff with this. But this one has just the movie itself and Ran the restoration, which is just basically hey, this is what we did to make the movie look good. And then of course disc 2 is the Blu-ray, has the feature, has the restoration, and then disc 3 is where the money is. So all of those special features on that third disc. So I'm very, very excited to go through this because I love special features, especially on older films. So yeah, there you go. It's King Lear is what Ran is. It's basically Kurosawa's take on Shakespeare's King Lear. Kurosawa was a big Shakespeare fan. So yeah, nothing special on the inside, just discs. But I got it. I finally have it. Now, there was I posted this in the on Discord that Best Buy, when Best Buy was still selling 4Ks, they did a steelbook of Ran, and it is. I'm not a steelbook guy, but if I knew that this was there, I would have bought this. Look at that disc. Look at I love that. Let's see if I can get it to be. Yeah, there you go. So that's the outside. And then when you open it up, here you go. When you open it up, it's got, I mean, that is just awesome looking. But I'm not spending $100 on that. And as far as I know, this is it's only the movie. There's really no, yeah. See, all you really get as a special feature is the restoration. I have another whole disc of stuff, but that is a gorgeous set. I just think it's gorgeous. Anyway, so yeah, so there's Ran. Now, this was just purchased as a, yeah. Let's go ahead. I think it was something like I had to buy so much to get free shipping. And I just decided, you know what? They have this for the same price as I was going to get it on Amazon. I might as well go ahead and get it. So I got it. And this is something that I've had my eye on for a while. It's another Tashin book. But I got it. And it's massive. So here we go. The James Bond Archives. So this is the same style of book as those Star Wars archives, but this covers all 25 Bond films. Now, let's open this bad boy up because look at, it's huge. This is a huge book. I love it. You know how I love me some Bond. Well, let's open this bad boy up and see what this is all about. And this was actually packaged really well because none of the corners are bent at all. The Giger one has some bends on the corner. This is in absolutely perfect shape. So they released this before No Time to Die came out. So it covered the first 24. It was a red cover. The blue cover covers all 25. And this was only, I know this is one of those things where some people might go, I wouldn't buy it for that. This was only $50. I spent over $100 for one of those Star Wars Archives books. So this is, to me, is a, is this the production? This is a production schedule. Oh my gosh. Oh, production schedule for From Russia with Love. Just when you open it up. That's pretty cool. I don't need that, but wow. This is just one of those things where as a Bond fan, I love, man. That is beautiful. This is just going to be really fun to go through. Oh, there's a, okay, so this is Harry, wait, no. Does it show? Hold on a second. Let me try to figure this out. Okay, Cubby Broccoli, Sean Connery, Ian Fleming, and Harry Saltzman look at a map of Jamaica where filming of Dr. No will commence. Oh my gosh. This is a heavy, heavy book. So that is just, this is going to be so much fun to go through as a movie nerd, but also a huge Bond nerd. I mean, oh my gosh. Dude, that's cool. This is really cool. Does it, I wonder if it has that for all of them. Wow. Wow. Man, the photography is gorgeous. That looks so good. Oh yeah. I mean, this is I mean, pretty close. Pretty close. Uh but man, oh yeah, dude. That's so freaking cool. So it's from Honor Majesty's Secret Service. It's just cool, man. I dig stuff like this, man. So there's Timothy Dalton. This is the Living Daylights. It's so cool, man. This is so cool. Now I want to get to, yeah. So this is The World Is Not Enough. Where's Goldeneye? There we go. There we go. In my opinion, this is a top 3 Bond film, Goldeneye. I love that movie. Wow. Whoa. Look at that camera rig on the Ferrari. That's insane. But yeah, I dig stuff like this. I really do. Wow. That's from Quantum of Solace. But yeah, so there you go. This is the James Bond archive. Again, covering all 25 films. And again, it's only $50, which is incredibly cheap for how thick this book is. How many pages? This has 648 pages. That's insane. Wow. So, yeah, I would say if you're a Bond fan and I mean, I don't know, you like this kind of stuff like I do, that's awesome. So, yeah. Now they have one just like this for like Walt Disney. They have one for Stanley Kubrick. And of course they have the Star Wars archives for episodes 4, 5, and 6, the original trilogy, and the prequels 1, 2, and 3. They also have they have them in those huge versions, but they also have versions like this. So again, same company, Tastion. So the same can't show you that. The same really, really nice paper, really nice hardback book, all of the things. But yeah. Yeah. I think it's awesome. And I love I love movies, man. I love that stuff, man. I do. So there you go. Now let's get caught up on the freaking I haven't even looked at the chat, so I apologize. Let's get caught up. Yes. Chalamet, get an Oscar? I don't think Chalamet is there yet, but he will have. I agree with John Campea said this. He said that he is in his age bracket, he is the actor to beat. He should have, by the end of his career, he should have multiple Oscars because he's that good and he's only getting better. He is insanely good as Bob Dylan. Now, the movie didn't quite come together for me, but the performance was insane. So yeah. Having a math background will be, oh gosh. It just, yeah. Having a math background will be helpful. Oh yeah, I want brutal honesty. Then yeah, bring it. Confusing book, confusing show. Rob, you're going to make my brain hurt. Sorry. Stackers, starring Jerry O'Connell. Hey, I got that movie. It's Tetsuo's Goo. Ew. Oh. Looks like the cover's a ripoff of System Shock. I was flipping through that big book version at Barnes. Were you, Shozama? They have that at Barnes & Noble? Wow. Yeah, I couldn't justify it. Like, I mean, I have this big crazy Bond one, but I couldn't justify it for Giger. But now you're starting to make me think maybe I should have. Maybe I should have just saved up and sprung for it. But it was only, it was basically free because I bought 2 movies and got that free. So it's kind of like, that's a good deal. So, And Tom Ace. Not just Ace. Welcome. Good to see you. Good to see you. I don't know if you're still here because I hadn't been talking to the chat, so I apologize for that. Does it have the Dead Kennedys Frankenchrist album? No. No, but Ran, I still need to see that one. I mean, again, it's not, I don't think it's my favorite Kurosawa. I mean, my favorite one's probably Seven Samurai or Akiru. But everything else is, it's still really good. You know, Ran is beautifully shot. Now, what I've heard about this transfer is that it looks like it's not like an AI upscale, but it doesn't look quite as good as you would think a 4K transfer of a 35 millimeter print would look. So they're saying that it's not quite the best, but it's also, I mean, I don't know. I haven't seen it yet, but yeah, man, Kurosawa in 4K, I had to get it. And like I said, that comes with an extra disc of special features, which, yeah, and it wasn't $100. So I'm expecting a Q device or two in that. That would have been actually cool if there was like a little cutout of something, but no. That is definitely not a book to read in bed. Looks like it weighs 10 pounds. It weighs 9 pounds. That's the weight that it shows on Amazon, I think. It's 9 pounds. Diamond Thong, I mean, if you've got the means. Bones and All is the movie that made me believe Timothy Chalamet could act. I still haven't seen that. I still haven't seen that. There are a few movies in his filmography that I haven't seen yet. But for me, it was The King with Robert Pattinson, another great actor of this generation, the younger generation. It made me realize, oh my gosh, this guy is going to be an amazing Paul Atreides, you know? And it'll be interesting to see how his career changes, you know? It'll be interesting. Still waiting on my Taschen Shining book. Pre-order on Amazon in December. Delivery's been pushed back 4 times. Vinny C, that who I be, welcome, sir. Good to see you. Now I have one more thing to show you before we... Look, you better get those votes in. If you haven't voted, right now, Butterfinger Atreyu is winning with 45% of the vote. Coming in second place is Chaos Strawberry Custard Cookie. And all the way back in third place is Lateral Sunset, the dragon fruit, not dragon fruit. That doesn't even make any sense. That's not a word, Rob. Dragon fruit berry cream. Now, as I said at the beginning of the stream, the winner and the absolute loser will be tried tonight because I have 2 mods. So this is your last chance to vote. Because we're about to try them. We're about to try them. So there you go. Now I got one more thing to show you. This is one thing that I got, and this was, you know, I didn't even say anything about this. We were scheduled to do a 16-mile hike on my birthday. So on Sunday, we were going to do a 16-mile hike. We unfortunately had a huge storm come in at around midnight, which basically washed out our 16-mile hike. So not only could I not hike the 16 miles, I couldn't get any footage because that's what I'd planned. But I had gotten something for the trip, and that is this. You say, oh, Rob, that's just your Osmo Pocket 3. I got this. This is a tripod with a really nice, you can see this ball head on it. This ball head. Now, what's cool about this is, let me unscrew this. So not only does it have a thread to put on a GoPro, standard SLR, right? But it also has built in a phone. So if you want to put a phone in there, you can. And that just folds up and out of the way, which is really cool. I thought that was really neat. But also, and it goes further. I think it's 60 inches. So I can have this. I can use this as a selfie stick. But I have some really cool ideas for some shots. And this was only like 20 something dollars on Amazon. This is called the Ulanzi MT-44, if anybody's interested. But like I said, I can mount this right on top. And it's, let's see, unlock. And it's a tripod. And you can lock it down. So it's a nice little tripod, but this also extends to like 60 inches. So pretty cool. Pretty cool tripod. I like this. And it's fairly sturdy, but man, when it's all the way extended, it's a little top heavy. You know what I mean? So if the wind blew, yeah, yeah, that's not a good thing. But it's still pretty cool. And like I said, with this ball head, you can have it like this, right? So I can have it. Let me undo this. This closes up. Be careful not to pinch it. Don't pinch yourself. Lock it down. So I can have it tilted. You know what I mean? So this is cool. This is a very cool setup. I like this. But I haven't gotten a chance to use it yet because freaking storms. Now here's the funny thing. We said, oh, well, we'll just do it this weekend. Guess what's going to happen all week, this week? Starting tonight, it's supposed to rain all the way up until Saturday. So we may have to wait another 2 weeks before we can go hike and do our thing. But I still think this is pretty cool. And I would, I can't really recommend it yet because I haven't used it. But this is why I got it. So I can use it with the, on the hikes and stuff. So we'll see how that goes. Let's see. Rob's going to turn into IRL streamer. No, I don't like it for... Now, I could do streams from out there. I totally could, but it's just not, that's not the kind of content that I want to make. And it's not the content that I think would, especially for all of these, my amazing subscribers. They don't want to see me hiking, and that's just not what they're there for. Now, to show at the beginning of the stream or whatever, cool, but yeah. Hercules. Sorry. I bought that Ulanzi brand or whatever 3 times. I got a tripod for my camera with the bendy legs, and they sent me the wrong one all 3 times. I got the right one immediately. Dude, I don't understand how they make such good stuff so cheap. I just don't get it. But that one, in a bunch of the, make the most of your Osmo Pocket 3, videos, that tripod came up more than like just about anything else. So I was like, all right, I gotta get it. And for it being so inexpensive, yeah. Let's see. But real though, the fact that you can stabilize that, dude, it is crazy good. It is crazy good. Now, if it still will have a little bit of shake, and that's part of the reason why I think I injured my foot is because I was trying to do the camera walk where you're kind of rolling your feet, trying to take away the bounce a little bit. And I was doing that during hikes, which is probably not smart. But anyway, yeah, it does an amazing job. And I've gotten some really, really good. Well, you've seen some of the footage. It's really, really good stuff. But what also with this, think about this, it's got face tracking, right? Which means I can kind of do crane shots with this. I have an idea for a camera shot that I want to try next time we're in like a city or something, or a busy street. Because I want to, it's just a shot that I have in mind. I don't know if it's going to work, but we'll see. But it's basically a shot where on the left side of the screen, maybe a guy's, he's looking toward he's looking this way. He's looking for something. And then he looks this way. And then he turns around and starts walking off. And as he walks off, the camera lifts up, but it's still locked onto him as he's walking off and the camera's rising, right? It's just a shot that I want to try. And I think I can do it with this. Maybe. The only problem is as he walks away, it might lose the subject and I don't know. So someone might actually have to be working the camera at the same time using the app. Because that's the other cool thing, is that you can control the camera with the app. You know that, right? I showed you that, right? Because that's one of the coolest things about the Osmo, is that you can control. Anyway, there you go. Do IRL stalking Billy streams? Number one, I don't know if I want to do that because there might be too much nudity. Number two, I don't have that kind of time. But anyway, I still need to buy lenses for my camera. Hey, Robin chat. Wraith, I would not recommend doing what I did. Because what I did is, unless you use it a ton. But like I showed you this. I got this set, right, from KNF Concept. And it's got ND filters. It's got the CPL filters. It's got all this stuff, right? I only use one pretty much. The ND16. That's really all I use. I don't need the polarized. I just don't use any of it. I did a video where I did all of them, and by the end of it, I was like, I'm not even convinced I should have bought this. So maybe just buy a cheap set of ND filters for when you're outside. Everything else, I don't know. Just saying. Okay, Wraith. Give me some movie news, because we're about to go into some movie news after we do the tastings. In your opinion, should I get a mirrorless camera or Osmo Pocket 3? It all depends on what you're going to do with it, Stoffhawks. If you're going to use it for, are you going to walk around filming stuff? Are you just going to leave it stationary? Because in a lot of ways, I think the Osmo is great for getting all kinds of footage. I've gotten footage of just stationary, nice, crisp, clean. It's a 4K, up to 4K 120, I think. It's 4K 120, right? So you can get some really, really good imagery, but the only problem is you're not going to be able to put anything, you're not going to be able to get super far, zooms and all that kind of stuff. But if you, I don't know. I want a mirrorless one too, but that was out of my price range. Yeah, see, and that's the thing is I don't film enough with it to justify doing anything but action stuff with it. So, like when I was filming the fights during Retropalooza and stuff like that, and then the hiking looks great, mounting it again, because of that cage that I have that goes around it, I can use GoPro accessories. So I have it suction cupped to my windshield and it's just pointing straight forward. And that's what those shots are. So it just depends on what you're wanting to shoot. I only use it for streaming and Discord chat before, but I still want another. Ultimate plot twist. Rob becomes a public nuisance IRL streamer. Rob Somali. No, there's no danger of that happening. Even though there have been times when I've gotten weird looks from people when I'm out. Just with an iPhone, people look at me weird. But they're the same price. The camera I want and the Osmo. Are you kidding? That's got to be April Fool's. That has got to be April Fool's, Wraith. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood sequel officially in the works at Netflix. Brad Pitt will return. Script by Quentin Tarantino. Unsure Leo will return. David Fincher's directing. That sounds amazing, but Are you sure that's not an April Fool's joke? Because there have been a lot of. Because here's the thing, that's exactly the kind of thing that people would put out there. Where did you see this? Do you have a link that you can either send to me or, you know what I mean? Because that sounds too good to be true. And usually when things are too good to be true, it's because they are. But hey, while we are setting up for the liquid tasting, because I'm going to call it right now. 20 votes. Amazing. So even though Chaos got second place, we're not trying Chaos tonight. We're it's the winner and the loser. So the one that came in first place, Butterfinger, Atreyu, we will be trying. And the one that came in last place, Dragon Fruit Berry Cream Lateral Sunset. Because we've done that too many times where we do the first two. I said, you know what? Screw that. Are you serious? Okay, why? Here, can I copy this? Copy link. Why is it giving me a YouTube? That's weird. Holy crap. Really? And this is deadline. Okay, wait. Get to the bottom. Holy crap. So Netflix, David, wow. I chose the lowest voted one. There you go. See? There you go. That's crazy. That is crazy. Thank you, Wraith, for that news. Wow. Wow. I can't even. A Cliff Booth, David Fincher. That's amazing. That's amazing. Now, I want to know, since we're, we do things about movies. But then there was this. Now, Vinny, I think me and Vinny picked the people that may be the people that are going to be playing Zelda and Link. But I'm curious, what are your thoughts on this? So let's get going first with Atreyu, because that's the winner. That's the winner. So let's... Okay. Right off the bat, peanut butter. Just peanut butter in the face. I can't smell the chocolate. Usually you can smell the chocolate and it's not a good thing. Danny DeVito is Ganon. Nuck. Okay. Okay, that's promising. I'll tell you what I get before we it tastes like almost like Hershey's chocolate syrup. Because you have to take the Butterfinger out of your brain. When you're tasting like this, something like this, you have to take the actual product out of your brain and just try to do it as it is, right? It's supposed to be Butterfinger, but is it going to taste exactly like Butterfinger? No. There's texture, there's all kinds of things. But this tastes like Hershey's syrup with a peanut butter, but I don't know if it doesn't taste like the Butterfinger peanut butter, if that makes sense. It tastes more like almost like almost like an not off brand, but a not major brand peanut butter, a cheaper peanut butter. But that may work. That may work in this. So we'll see. So let's put it on here. And it's actually kind of it's not a super dark. Usually when there's a chocolate flavoring, it's usually super dark. It's not dark, which is good. That is a good thing. So let's get that soaked in there. Let's get this put on here. I'm really curious what y'all think about the Zelda movie because I am very afraid. I'm excited. I want to see what they do with it, but I'm also very afraid. I want it to be taken seriously. Okay. This is obviously working. We've got the vapors. So let's put on La Tank. Why French? Why? That didn't need to be French. Okay. Screw down. Wow, that took a long time. Okay. Open the lid. And look at that. And that Nightmare logo is cool with the skull. Because this is the Nightmare RTA. I think it's cool looking. All right. So this is filled up. Okay. Okay. Okay, one more. One more. So, full transparency. You remember we did the blueberry glazed donut and I said, "Man, that's good." That one went sort of not I wouldn't say downhill like it was terrible, but it just wasn't as good as it initially was, right? And it kind of went from say like an 8.5 out of 10 to like a 7. It was fine, but it wasn't my favorite. And I was kind of I think Grim Green, the other vapor guy that I watch a lot, he calls it hate vaping, where you're just trying to get through something. Usually he's talking about like the little pod system things that I don't use. But to me it was kind of like I was hate vaping the rest of it. It was like, okay, let's just get to the end. You know what I mean? Let's just get through this bottle. It wasn't great. This, I have a feeling, could be one of those where it's really good now, but it could take a step down in a couple of days to where it's kind of like, it's okay. Right now, it's super mild. It's not like so many liquids that you buy out there they hammer you over the head with flavor and it's just like, and you're just like, oh my God, you know? This is a very mild flavor, but it's a vapable flavor. It's something that you can vape all the time because you're not going to get tired of it because it's not like this cloyingly sweet thing. I really like this. But I'm also afraid that it's going to dip down, you know, because a lot of times that's what happens is that fresh wick, freshly cleaned out and all that kind of stuff. It's perfectly clean. You get that first really good vape and you're like, okay, that's good. But then after a while, it declines quickly is what I'm trying to say. This isn't declining. I mean, I won't know for a couple of days, but right now, this is really good. Because I get a mild It's all there. All the peanut butter and the chocolate is there. But it doesn't really make me think of Butterfinger, but it's a really tasty flavor. But it's mild, which is a good thing. So, Atreyu from Stevie's Collective. Very tasty. And again, pretty cheap. Like crazy cheap. Especially when you start looking at prices online for other companies. Yeah, it's cheap. It's good. I'm gonna say right now, I like it. Fans on. Let's turn it up a little bit because I'm about to cloud it up again. You know what I mean? I don't know. I don't know why I did that. I'm sorry. Okay, it's on. It's on high. It's on high now. Okay. Let's talk about my mini predictions. Vinny, I mean, maybe we need to, you know, we maybe need to. Let me go back. Let me go back. Who makes the mirrorless you want? Yes, I'd like to know that. Osmo Creator Combo is $669. Sony ZV-E10 is $799. Not exactly the same, but last week the Sony was $699. Yeah. Yeah, who knows? I mean, Wraith, that is... Because Brad Pitt, of course, I mean, I just showed 7. Brad Pitt and David Fincher have worked well together in the past. You're telling me that we're taking David Fincher, taking Quentin Tarantino's script and making a Netflix... I mean, this is crazy. But then again, I keep thinking, why isn't this going to be in theaters? Why is it going to be a Netflix only thing? But still, I'm cool with that. I will always vote for dragons. I saw a movie as a kid and Sean Connery said they were going to die. That's true. That's true. And the dragon fruit. Hey. Yes. I mean, I'm shocked. I'm shocked that there's going to be basically a sequel or a continuation of Cliff Booth's story in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. It's a great idea. I like it. I like it. Now, see, I'm more excited for that $2,800 TMNT statue. What? What is this? Let me just see if this comes up. Okay, that's $300. What is this? Oh my gosh. Oh, I have seen this. I did see this. Is that really how much it is? Wow. Wow. $2,800. I don't know, man. I don't know if I could justify that, but hey, somebody's going to buy it. I still have to see the first one. Dude. I mean, I love that movie. That's a movie that for some reason, the first time I watched it, I watched it in the theater, right? Opening weekend, because that's what I like to do. And I'm sitting there watching it and I'm like, I'm about halfway through. I'm like, I don't know if I like this. And then something clicked. And it was just by the end of it, I was like, I am in love with this. I will also recommend that if you like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, right? You like the way that movie is done, right? The way the storytelling, the direction, all that stuff. Mostly the storytelling. Buy Quentin's book. Because the book, it covers a lot of the same ground, but it's almost like it goes off on tangents. And the tangents are fascinating. I so enjoyed reading that. So if you're a fan of that movie, read his book. And it kind of gives you a glimpse as to what Quentin would be like as a novelist. I loved it. I really loved it. So I'll just say, yeah, Vinny said, he came up with a bunch of crazy ones for the Zelda thing, right? But here's the thing. I think he nailed Zelda, and the one that I heard may be the the link. Let me bring him up. This is Walker Scobell, who the movie that the only thing I've ever seen him in is The Adam Project, the Netflix movie with Ryan Reynolds. He's 16 years old right now. And the kid is a hell of an actor. He's really good. Like really, really good. I mean, anybody that can, you may not like Ryan Reynolds, but the guy held his own against Ryan Reynolds. And I was really impressed with his work in that movie. And so, and he's heading up the Percy Jackson series over on Netflix, or on Disney, sorry. I think he's probably, I mean, it also depends on which way they go with Legend of Zelda, right? If you're going to go Wind Waker, then you need to go really young. I don't think they're going to do that. If you're going to go Twilight Princess, maybe 20s, right? I think they're going to go with Breath of the Wild, which means they got to be 16, 17, 18 years old, right? I think Walker Scobell, he looks right. I mean, especially that picture there. It just, I can buy him as Link. I can. Now we'll definitely talk about your other ones too, but the one that blew my mind and made me go, I cannot believe I didn't even think about that. Zelda, McKenna Grace. She's 18 now, but holy crap. I mean, like, can you buy her as Zelda? I mean, I totally can buy her as Zelda. And she's good. She's actually, I cannot believe. Okay, she was the main character in both of the Ghostbusters movies. And she was great. She was really great in those movies. Now, I didn't like her character in after the Frozen, whatever the last one was. I wasn't a big fan of that movie. I wasn't a big fan of her characters, whatever. But she's great. So, I don't know, man. I think there's your, to me, that's pretty much as close to Zelda and Link as you can get in my eyes. But that's just me. Let's see. Breaking news. Chris, do you have breaking news too? Danny DeVito as Ganon. The thing is, that might work. And that's the thing. Like, how far are they going to go? Is it going to be more grounded? Are we going to have Rivali and, what's his name? Daruk and, Urbosa and what's her name? Mifa? Like, are we doing Breath of the Wild or what? What are we doing? Are the Goroks going to be in it? Are the Zora going to be in it? How far are you going to go? I don't know. And Star Fox, actually, I mean, honestly, I would too. If you could do the style of Breath of the Wild in a full-fledged anime, I would love that. But they must have something that they want to do. And Nintendo's signing off on that. And Nintendo's not going to sign off on that unless there's a plan. So I kind of want to believe that it's going to be good, but it's also, who knows? I want new faces for the Legend of Zelda live action. Well, I mean, both of those are not exactly household names, right? McKenna and Walker, not exactly household names. Tanner Buchanan as Link. I don't know who that is. Tanner Buchanan. See, I think too old. 26 years old. But again, so Robbie from Cobra Kai. Okay. The problem is, how old are they going to go? Because here's the thinking. What if The Legend of Zelda comes out, right? The movie comes out, and all of a sudden, it's amazing. Everybody loves it. You know, it's one of those 4-quadrant, like everybody loves this movie, and they're going to make more. Do you want to start off with a guy that's almost 30? Because by the time that movie comes out in 2 years, he'll be 28. Do you want to start your franchise with a 28-year-old? Or would you rather start with somebody who's only going to be 18 by the time that movie comes out? I just don't know. I don't know what their plans are, and I don't know if they're thinking that far ahead. Who knows? But that's the thing that blows my mind about people that are doing fan casting. They think about the person right now, but you can't do that. You have to think about the future, right? Because these people, I mean, look, let's be honest. A lot of what you call them, the people in Hollywood, the corporate guys, they're not thinking 10 steps ahead. They're thinking just one step ahead, right? But in a lot of cases, when you're thinking about a franchise, you have to plan ahead, right? So you can't get Adam Driver to play Snape because you're going to have to lock Adam Driver down for 7, 8, however many seasons, right? Seven books, but minimum seven years. You're going to have Adam Driver be available. With his career, there's no way that you're going to be able to do that unless you're going to pay him an absolute ridiculous amount of money. And I don't think they want to do that. They'll save the money for the actors that come in only for one movie or 2 movies here and there, or series. Sorry, I keep thinking of them as movies. But like, for example, the Dr. Quirrell, Professor Quirrell, not Doctor, Professor Quirrell is in one movie. He's in Sorcerer's Stone, Philosopher's Stone, if you're British. He's in one movie. So that can be somebody who you'd pay a little bit more for to be in that role for that one season. Right? What's his name? Oh my God. Kenneth Branagh played him in Chamber of Secrets. I don't remember the character's name. But he's in one movie. Or he's going to be, damn it, he's in one series or one season. So you don't have to, you know what I'm saying? So you save your money for the big boys for those roles that are not going to be recurring roles. You know what I mean? So you can't think that way. And for a franchise, you got to start thinking that this is going to be the biggest movie of all time. That's how you have to think. It's kind of like, when you're going onto the court to play in the NBA Finals, you have to believe that you're going to win. I have no idea because I've never played in the NBA Finals. But it's just, you kind of have to have that mindset that this is going to be a success. And is this going to be something that we can replicate over and over and over and over with these actors? You have to be able to do that. If you start too old, you're going to be in trouble. That's why they're not going to cast, I don't think they're going to cast Henry Cavill as Bond, because I don't think they'll be able to lock him up for more than 2 movies or 3 movies, because it takes time to make these movies, right? So they're going to go with someone younger, someone that they can at least make 4 or 5 movies with, someone younger in their career, someone that's super excited about the opportunity. Because what happens toward the end, every actor that's played Bond is like, I'm tired of this and I kind of want to move on to something else. I'm tired of waiting. I'm tired. I want to move on to other things. I want to do other things. But it takes a lot of time to make these movies. So you have to start younger. Anyway, that's just my whatever. There's a 99% chance the Zelda live action will be pure ass. Unless they fully embrace, excuse me, princess, and make references to CDI. They will 100% not do that. So, they won't do that. Anyway, man, I am so far behind, and we still have to try Lateral Sunset. So, here we go. An animated Zelda movie would connect with Mario in the future and make a Smash Brothers movie. Yes, but that's not how they're thinking. You know, they're not thinking, hey, let's do a bunch of animated movies and then make a Smash Brothers movie. Would that be cool? Probably. But that's not what they're thinking. They're thinking every franchise should be its own thing. I don't think they're thinking that far ahead. And there's nothing that says that they couldn't do a Smash Brothers movie. In fact, it wouldn't be that expensive to do. Okay, dragon fruit berry cream, nut time. You ready? Okay, I've had a lot of dragon fruit stuff, flavored stuff. Never tasted anything like this. There's actually, it actually tastes like there's pineapple in it, and a little cooling. I'm not crazy about the cooling, but we'll see. Okay, I want the Zelda movie to do well just because Majora's Mask is such an interesting story. Yeah, that's the thing. They got to be thinking ahead, and I guarantee you, the reason that Wes Ball got the thing is because he probably pitched them something. They said, "Hey, would you want to do this?" And he's like, "Yeah, this is what I would do." And they go, "Perfect." And that's why he got the job. So he's got to have a vision of what's going on, of what's going to happen. Oh, you can't even see what I'm doing, I guess. Sorry. Let me put that on there. Oh, gotta turn this on. Is it on? On! Turn on! Vapors are happening. I think there might be cooling in this. And honestly, the cooling stuff, it might be make or break for me. I don't know. Mario Brothers movie gave us reference to Super Mario Brothers Super Show theme song, which was pure gold. I mean, that may be true, but and they may reference something from that, but they're not gonna lean into that. That is such a deep cut that so few people really know. The average movie going person doesn't know what that is. So they won't do that. Again, four quadrants. That's what they're thinking, man. And I think that's why they think, hey, this can be a big thing. I mean, who knows, man? Who knows? Rob is in flavor country. Yeah, it was good. This vape tastes like grandma. I have never once said that. Never once have I said that, Vinny. Never once. Schnozberries. I want that tank rot, but I forgot what it's called. This is called the Nightmare. This one, the Nightmare. So you can see that this is a 28 millimeter. This is like a 26. This is the blaze that I think you already have. This is good, but it's very restricted. You can actually hear the difference. This is very restricted and in fact, Grim Green doesn't like it. He said that he did not like the Nightmare because, I mean, the flavor's good, but he wanted more airflow. So with this, what does this taste like? Okay. This is the last of the standard flavors that I bought. Lateral Sunset Dragon Fruit Berry Cream. I definitely get dragon fruit. I definitely get more of a. I was expecting strawberry, but it's like a raspberry flavor. The combination is almost. It almost reminds me of something that I would smell in Bed Bath and Beyond, which is not a good thing. It's not bad. It's just not like, oh man, I love this, you know? Yeah, I gotta say, it's not. Usually that first whatever is like, man, that's really good. But this is, again, it's like it. I don't know. Here's the thing. I don't really want to vape it. So that's not good. You know? So, before we get too far, oh my God, it's already 9:20 and I haven't even gone through any of the freaking news. Okay, here's the deal. Channel membership, guys. People who have signed up for the membership. In the next week, I'm going to put up the post asking for your recommendations for what movie we're going to watch. Okay? And then once we have that, again, it's like, hey, here's the movie I want to watch. And if somebody else said, instead of, like, for example, let's say Style Fox, you say, I want to see Tombstone. I don't know, his first movie came out. I want to see Tombstone with you. And then somebody else goes, you know what, I was going to say something else, but I like that. Just upvote it, right? So whatever the top 3 or 4, depending on whatever, we'll take those and then everybody will vote on it. I'll do a poll, members only poll, and we'll vote, figure out which one is the winner, and whatever the winner is, that's what we'll watch. So within the next week, I'm going to be putting up that post. All right? So just know that. Okay? And I'm going to remind you in the Discord, for those of you who are in the Discord, in case you, for some reason, you don't, because like the way that I watch YouTube, I don't see member posts unless I'm on my phone, and I don't usually watch videos on my phone. But that's the only place you can really, or on the web. I usually watch, if I'm watching YouTube, I'm watching it on my Apple TV and it skips all that stuff. I don't see it. In fact, shorts I don't really see unless I go looking for them, specifically this channel with these shorts, you know what I mean? So anyway, so that's how it's going to work. And I'm going to let you know. And then, yeah, we'll figure it out. So, and, hey, channel memberships. Thank you again. Because, yeah. By the way, I feel like I should say this. We're at an unbelievable 25 right now on the channel memberships. Through, I think it's April 21st, I get a bonus for every membership up to 100. So if you're on the fence and you think, well, I don't know, I'll get a bonus on top of what I get for the membership. I don't know if that matters to you, but I think it's kind of cool. So, and like I said, I'm over the moon that we have 25. I can't believe we have 25. I thought we were going to have like 4. So, but anyway, thank you. All right, let's move on. I love it, but yeah, I can't buy that. Yeah. If Once Upon a Time is getting a sequel, I wonder if we'll get Kill Bill Volume 3 from somebody else. Maybe. Yes, it's possible. There's an incredible Gurren Lagann statue. I'm probably not saying that right. Like that too, but nope, can't afford it. Air Jordan shoe was first released to the public on this day in 1985. The rest is history. Wow. I never watched Air. The Ben Affleck, Matt Damon thing. I never watched that. I need to watch that. It's not often claimed that Vinny nailed Zelda, but I won't argue. Did I say that? Sorry. Quentin wrote Once Upon 2, which evolved from his movie critic script. Oh, okay. Interesting. 2009 is 16 years ago. Stop it. Wow. I like the idea of Vernita Green's daughter grown up taking revenge for Beatrix killing her mom in front of her. Yes. Oh yeah, I can see them doing Breath of the Wild style. I know, right? Because I don't know. I feel like Breath of the Wild, and there's a lot of people that don't like the story, and I'm like, I loved it because what I did, the way that I played the game, is I just saw a thing in the distance and said, I'm going there. And then along the way, I would get into adventures, right? You get into little skirmishes and little, side questy things, right? And then I finally make it to the thing and I'm like, okay, cool. So I went through almost the entire game that way. And then was like, okay, it's time to beat the game. I've got like 40 hours in this game already. It's probably time to beat the game. I ought to go find the memories that they told me about, like way at the beginning of the movie, of the game. So I went and found the memories, and the memories told the story, and the story was framed by everything that I'd already experienced up to that point. And in fact, there were two memories that I was watching, and it brought me to tears because I'd had all of this backstory already kind of given to me by playing through the game and through all the different areas and all that. And I've told this story before, but I found Breath of the Wild like an incredible experience. So I found all the memories, and then I'm like, all right, let's beat the game. And man, and I know the end is really easy, like really easy. But when you're out on the field on the horse and you get the bow of light and the music kicks in, you're shooting Ganon, right? And I'm in tears. I can barely see what I'm doing because I'm having this really huge emotional response to it. And so when I kept reading things like, "Oh, Breath of the Wild is the worst story in the whole series of games," and I'm like, I've never, ever, ever had a response like that to a video game until this one. So Breath of the Wild to me is the perfect way. If you could capture that, which again, who knows, you can have a great story and then have a terrible script and then whatever, right? I mean, there's a lot of ways this can go extremely wrong. But again, it's the only Zelda game that I had this huge emotional response to. I mean, sure, there were things like I remember in Link to the Past, the story, the kid on the tree stump, and he's playing the flute or whatever, and the animals are there, and when you walk up, the animals run away and he fades away. When you get the end to that story, it is heartbreaking. So yeah, a couple of tears, but not sitting there sobbing and having to put the game on pause because I can't see, because I'm having this incredible response. So I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm hoping Gilderoy Lockhart was the name of the second. Yes. Kenneth Branagh's character in Chamber of Secrets. Yes. Sorry. I was thinking the same, or maybe Bill had a son he'd never told anyone. Oh, Kill Bill, right. Yes, possibly. Zelda talk is like a whole stream within itself. Casting seems on point. Yeah, I mean, it definitely could be. Yeah. But I mean, we're talking about all kinds of movies. We could do a whole stream on Zelda. I guess we could, because I love Zelda, but I don't know. Yeah, McKenna is a great pick for Zelda. I know when I'd been thinking about it and couldn't really come up with anybody. And when Vinny said that and he goes, nope, here it is. And I looked at that and I remembered what she looks like when she's not in the Ghostbusters style. And I'm like, okay, she's cute. Like she's a cute girl, but she also she can play. She has the charm that I think Zelda needs, but with the same level of innocence that Zelda needs to have as well. Because to me, it's all of those things. And to me, it's like, everybody's like, oh yeah, this, my Zelda is from Twilight Princess, or my Zelda is from whatever. And like, to me, Breath of the Wild basically eclipsed every game I ever played of Legend of Zelda, and that became to me the pinnacle of what Legend of Zelda could be. Now again, that's just my opinion, and I'm not the only person that they're making this movie for. So who knows what they're going to do, but that's how I look at it. And when I think of the Zelda that's in Breath of the Wild, and then I think of McKenna Grace doing that, I think, oh, she can totally nail that. Totally. Dude, when he steps in front of her against the the ninja guys with the weird looking eye thing. You know what I'm talking about. But that memory, and she looks up at him. She's been basically bitching the guy out the whole game, you know, the whole time. And when he steps in front of her, selflessly, 100%, like, I'm totally going to give my life for you. The look on her face is everything, man. And it's so good. It's so good. If they could pull that moment off, like when you read a script, right? I'll tell you this. I've told this story. I'll tell it briefly. There are moments in every script where you go, if we don't nail this moment, this movie's done. There's no coming back from it. If this sequence doesn't work, if this scene doesn't work, if we can't get it across right here, right now, we're done for. If they could pull that moment off, they may not even be in the script, but if they could pull a moment like that off, I'm serious. I'll be crying like a freaking baby in the theater if that happens. And yes, I'll be almost 51 by then. I don't care. I forgot how to drink, apparently. Danny Moore as Daruk. Yeah, I mean that could work too. We need tingle and references to CDI. Do we though? See, that's the thing. Do you and you have to look at it from a studio perspective. And I think this is where people get, I don't know if that's what they're not going to do that. They're not going to spend all this money to hit the few people in the world that know who Tingle is. Because it's a very small amount of people that love Tingle, you know, or love the CDI references and all that stuff. They're going to want to try to make the movie that hits the most notes, right? And in turn makes them the most money. So what story is that, and which way do you go with that? Like, I've heard so many, like Minecraft comes out this week, right? I've heard so many people, so many different things about Minecraft that I have no idea what to expect. All I can tell you is that movie's not for me. You know? They're trying to make a 4-quadrant movie, but it doesn't look like it's succeeded on multiple levels. It's going to be really interesting to see what happens with Minecraft. But that's another situation where I feel like they've tried to do too much on the fan service side. But then there's the studio heads that are going, well, just put Jason Momoa in it. What the hell does Jason Momoa have to do with Minecraft? I seriously don't know what they were thinking. I watched the trailers for that and I go, man, some of that looks really cool. And the rest of it, I want to punch myself in the face. Like, why am I watching this? I don't get it. With Zelda, they're going to want to, if they're smart, they're going to try to hit the most people possible. They're going to try to tell the story in a way that for people who've never played a Zelda game, they can go into it and watch it and go, oh, that's what this is about. And for those of us who have played the games and love the games, that we'll find things in it that play to what we love. You might see Tingle in the background and you go, oh my God, Tingle. And then you move on with the story, right? But they're not going to, I don't know. But who knows, man? I'm not a studio head. All I know is what you want to do in a situation like this. You've got an IP, super famous, all that kind of stuff. What do you do? Think about the Super Mario movie, right? That story is not representative of anything that's in any of the games. It's the basic storyline, kidnap princess, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But all of the fan service moments were just that. They were moments. They didn't focus on them. They were just there. And if you knew what you were looking at, you go, oh yeah, hey, that's cool. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know how they're going to do it. I don't know. Okay, sorry. Let's keep going. Gilderoy Lockhart, yeah, but Rob, have you seen Dragon Ball Evolution? Have you seen the original Mario Brothers movie? Have you seen Borderlands? I've seen way worse movies than Borderlands. Impossible. Oh, I guarantee you that you know what I'm going to say. DB Cooper would have something to say to that. Super Mario 93 is amazing. That's why I bought multiple Blu-rays and the 4K special edition. Can't believe they're making John Wick 5. Wraith, you're breaking the news before I even get there, man. Animated prequel and another spinoff and full-fledged video game. Yeah, Wraith. My God. It's okay. We'll get there. I can appreciate the packaging and collector's mentality for the 4K Mario Brothers package. Hated that movie. He said, I don't know anything about Zelda games. But see, here's the thing. To that, I would say that you got somebody in Tony Gilroy who, we've talked about this before, in my opinion, not everybody's, in my opinion, he's made the best Star Wars content, the best Star Wars related media since the original trilogy. In fact, I think it's better than Return of the Jedi. I thought Andor is an absolutely astounding story. It's so good. It's so well done. Because if you take the Star Wars out of it, you've still got a really compelling story. And that's the way that people should write IP. You should focus on the story first, then add the flavorings of the setting and the world and the background and the characters and things like that. That's all icing on the cake. But if your cake tastes like dirt, who gives a crap, right? I don't care that he's never played a video game before. You know why? Because he's not writing it. If he was writing it, that might be an issue. But what you want is somebody who can tell a story that is going to write this thing. I don't know who's writing it. But you would hope that that's the case. I want somebody who knows how to make a damn movie and make a movie good. And I thought Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes was damn good. So that's what I'm more concerned about. Because that's not what he should be focused on. He should be focused on, how do I make this story happen in visually? What, and of course there will be people along the way, because he's no Spielberg or anything like that. There will be people along the way that says we need a shot like this. You know, we need it to look similar to this. I'm again, there are so many ways that this could go wrong, but I'm hopeful. I just wanted it with all the stuff because it's cool. I love that movie. Yeah. This appeal to the lowest common denominator mentality most movie makers have now is what ruins everything. Well, there are a lot of ways that you can screw up a movie, right? Especially when it comes to IP. With IP, it depends. Your writers need to be people that understand. They need to have known what this thing is, right? And it's not just, like, for example, I'm using Star Trek as an example, but it may be a mistake because I don't know Star Trek as well as a lot of people, okay? But if somebody's seen, say, the last 15 years of Star Trek and that's it, maybe they're not the best people to write a prequel to something, right? They shouldn't be writing about the history of Star Trek unless they've experienced the history of Star Trek, right? And if all they know about the world is that, they loved Buffy and they loved, Firefly, and they want to write a story like that, it's the same reason why I try to branch out in different things, right? I'm reading a bunch of different authors. I mean, look, I'm reading House of Leaves right now. But when I'm done with House of Leaves, I'm going to be reading some Dashiell Hammett, who wrote noir books from the 30s. I want to know a lot of different things. I don't want to just know how to do one thing. I want to know how to do a lot of things. The lowest common denominator is definitely an issue, but I think what it is that instead of trying to, honestly, the Star Wars sequels is a great example. Episode 9 is a product of corporate thinking that let's try to look at a message board, namely Reddit, and we're going to try to take ideas that people really, really respond to, and we're going to try to incorporate that into a movie and try to make this hodgepodge of a thing work. We're going to try to make the most money from this movie as possible. And in doing so, they pissed off just about everybody. Right? Because you could feel the pandering going on. You didn't feel passion in the storytelling. I mean, in the movie, making the movie, sure. Especially when you watch the special features. It's something that's really it's something that is irritating. Because these people clearly love what they do, and these people are clearly trying to make the best movie they can. The problem is the story is terrible. So, but it's a situation where you're pandering. Don't pander to the fans. Have somebody who has a story to tell. And you may not like the execution, but Rian Johnson had a story to tell. And he was trying to tell a story that was, sure, it called back to a lot of things in the original trilogy, but at least he was trying to make something interesting. Episode 9 was just a greatest hits of like a bad cover band doing greatest hits of whatever came before. And that's, I don't know. So who knows? Who knows, Vinny? I don't think that I don't think it's necessarily the lowest common denominator thinking. It's just it's people who are trying to respond to trends instead of following the auteurs. And the auteurs are the writers. The writers are the best. And as much as I give what's his face, oh God, what's his name? Argo, Batman v Superman, Chris Terrio. As much as I give Chris Terrio shit, the reason that I give him shit is because in the special features, in his interviews, he tries to come off as, oh, what I did in Rise of Skywalker was brilliant. The way that this happened and the way that this happened is brilliant. No, Chris. Now, he's also talking on a special feature on the Blu-ray. What's he going to say? Yeah, they made me write this and I really didn't think it was good, but hey, they went with it. So, and I got paid. So, I'm Academy Award winning, writer. So, meh. You know what I mean? He's not going to do that. But at the same time, as much as I give him shit, he had an impossible job. Hey, we threw out the original script and hey, can you write us something really, really fast? And we want these 12 things to be in the movie. And he's like, wait a minute, I saw the first 2 movies. There's no mention of the Emperor in there. Let's just, Fortnite. Trends. Following trends. Let's do the scene in Fortnite where he announces to the galaxy that he's back. Now put him in there. And he's like, okay, so he starts writing. Who knows? Who knows how it works? But it's corporate filmmaking. It's the same across the board. The people that are on top that are making decisions for the company, and this could be in any business, usually they're way out of touch with how things are actually done. Like, they don't know how to tell a story. They just go, people really like the Emperor. I see all these prequel memes, where, he's like, oh, a surprise, but a welcome one. Oh, let's put that in the movie. I'm surprised that line wasn't in the movie. Like, I'm really surprised it wasn't in Rise of Skywalker. But anyway. Fast and Furious. Were they the Mifa memories? Because those are the best ones. And Daruk memory. Oh my God, the Mifa ones. Yeah, the Mifa ones made me cry too. Holy crap, the Mifa memories. Did John get the fixed script? Yes, he did. Sorry. I'm behind, Billy. But yes. All I did was just turn off the revisions. And then I sent it off to him. So he's reading it. He should be, hopefully, he's reading it. Anyway, actually playing Breath of the Wild right now on that mini PC. 4K 60. I want the original NES Legend of Zelda story. I would not be opposed to that. If you can do it well, do it. I don't care what the story is. I just think that the Breath of the Wild seems to be the most fleshed out and the most the most like a movie, right? I think that's where, I don't know. Oh yeah, the tree kid in A Link to the Past. I was all, yes, exactly. Yes. Dude, it hit. It hit hard. Ooh, I can show off my collection. Stream collab. I mean, why not? Vinny, you want to come on the show sometime? You can just slide right into those DMs. You want to talk Zelda? We'll talk Zelda. During that scene, she was all, I'm going to give him this ass. What? I mean, maybe. But see, like, to me, it was more innocent than that. I mean, I get what you're saying, and sure. I mean, Rule 34. But no, I think it's more of like, it was more of like a shock that this guy who's just been following me around, annoying the hell out of me. He really is here to die for me. And it was just, I don't know, something about it was just so powerful. I loved it. I have trust in Nintendo to make a good movie. I mean, look, Super Mario is way, way better than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be terrible. Like, even when I saw the trailers and I'm like, okay, the voice kind of works. I'm like, can they really make a good movie out of this? I enjoyed the hell out of it. So, you don't know, but I know. Jason Momoa is there for the moms of the kids that they take from Minecraft. You know, Shazama, that's a great point. That's a great point. Because they're like, Jason Momoa's in it? Okay, kids, pack up. Let's go. We're going to the theater. That's I mean, Shazama, that is a great point, which I didn't think about. But man, great point. Somehow Palpatine returned. Ass. Okay. We're going to have to zoom through the rest of the stuff. Okay, we talked about Zelda. There is a new trailer for One Battle After Another. Paul Thomas Anderson, Boogie Nights, Magnolia, There Will Be Blood. His new movie with Leonardo DiCaprio, Benicio del Toro. It's coming out in August. We got a first trailer, and it is confusing as hell. I don't even know what's going on. All I know is I want to see it because it's Paul Thomas Anderson and Leo and Benicio. I'm down. But yeah, if you haven't seen that trailer, go check it out. It's odd. And you're going to be like, I don't really know what this movie's about. Neither do I, but I kind of want to see it. I also need to bring this up because, hey, Warner Brothers is doing their thing right now. I don't know what they've talked about yet. I'll find out here in a few minutes when John Campea does his little breakdown. But Ketchup Entertainment bought the worldwide sale, or they bought the worldwide distribution of Coyote versus Acme. We're going to get to see this movie. Now, you might be thinking, wait, I thought the whole point was that Warner Brothers couldn't release it because they had taken the money for the whatever, right? The tax break, the tax credit. Well, apparently, Ketchup Entertainment, who also just released The Day the Earth Blew Up, which is doing terribly in theaters. Just saying, it's not doing great. But they apparently have paid enough, the $50 million, to Warner Brothers, which covers the penalties for the tax credit that they got off of basically writing off Kaido versus Acme. So here's the thing. All those, and I saw a tweet of people kind of getting angry at people saying this, but I'm going to say it because I believe it. If you were one of those people that was like, oh, Warner Brothers is the devil and they need to release that movie because everybody wants to see it. Well, we better see your ass in the theater opening weekend. Because that's how these things work. If you want things, you have to pay for them. I'm sorry, but that's the way the world works. If you don't want a thing, like everybody that's you know, that, oh, Snow White is the worst thing ever. Well, guess what? People didn't go see it. So they're not going to make another one, are they? No. The message has been sent. If you want to send the message that we want movies like this, original movies that are taking, well, I say original. You want to see this movie? Go see it in the damn theater. And you know what? If you're like, I don't want to go sit in a theater with all these kids and blah, 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 blah. Okay, fine. Buy a ticket. Don't go. But buy the ticket. At least show the support. Because that's where it really comes from. It comes from box office. It's the only message you can send. So if you wanted this movie, you better get your ass in the theater to see it. Now, look, I'm curious about it. I just want to see it now. I want to see how I mean, according to things, I don't know who's seen it and who hasn't. But apparently a lot of the test screenings, people loved it. People thought it was great. So how could a movie that tested so well be something that Warner Brothers themselves said, "No, we're not going to make any money on this"? Why? Where's the breakdown? Is it that Looney Tunes is beloved in this house? Looney Tunes is beloved. We love our Bugs Bunny, we love our Wile E. Coyote, our Daffy Duck, or Porky Pig. We love all that stuff. But is it speaking to the society today? Not really. It's one of those things where maybe it's just not the money maker that everybody thinks it is. You know, maybe it just doesn't. Oh yeah, I remember I used to watch those as a kid. Do you want to see a new movie with it? No, not really. But I really liked it when I was a kid. Well, guess what? That means that it's not worth putting in the movie theater if you're not going to go see it. So if you were bitching about this, and I'm talking to you, Wraith. I'm just kidding. Anybody, if you were bitching about this movie, you need to buy a ticket opening weekend. You need to show the support for this movie. It's the only way that anybody will learn. Show the support. Show the support. Now, here's something that hasn't been. This studio is going to have, I don't know if it's tomorrow or Thursday, but they have an upcoming presentation at CinemaCon for the first time ever. And that is Amazon. Amazon MGM is committing financially and philosophically to the theater experience. 12 to 14 movies in 2026. Is that too much? Possibly. Very possibly. But the fact that they're committing to the theatrical experience is news. It's important. And this is a good thing. If you like theaters. If you don't care about theaters, then you won't care. But I care. I care. So I'm curious. I'm curious to see how this goes. And I assume part of the reason, the thinking here is, oh yeah, James Bond, theater. Now, since if they're doing a thing at CinemaCon, does that mean we're going to see who the next Bond is? I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. I also wanted to bring this up just in case. Well, it's probably too late now. If you didn't see, I posted this in the Discord today. We better see your ass. Yes. Rob 2025. Yes. We better see your ass. Hold on. There you go. Wraith said it themselves. Said it himself. All those people who clamor for this better go see it. I want to see old school animation movies. When I get home, I will see the Daffy Duck Porky Pig movie. When you get home, where will you see this at home? I'm not sure. But if you didn't see this already in the Discord, it may be too late for you. At least to go to the thing. When he posted this, I thought, is this an April Fool's joke? And then I clicked through and I went, holy shit, this is real. Prepare thyself for the second coming. Dogma returns to theaters everywhere on June 5th. But first, Kevin Smith is touring the movie across America starting on April 20th, Easter Sunday. And when you click through, 25th anniversary of Dogma, What a wondrous thing. The Resurrection Tour. I'm sure they're going to have all kinds of stuff there. I am excited because look at there. Dallas, April 30th. I will be going with none other than Shady J, because Billy apparently is going to be out of town. But yeah, we're going. We're going to this. And yeah, exciting. You want to scroll up to Minneapolis? There it is, Southdale Center 16 on April 24th. Now here's the thing. When I clicked through at the, when this first was announced, only like 5 tickets had been sold at my theater. But let's see, 6:00 p.m., almost full. You have 2. The only seats left are the handicap seats. And that's in Minneapolis. So, yeah. This is a reason why, look at that. The AMC North Park. This is where I'm going. It is completely sold out now. Completely sold out. So, again, it's dogmamovie.com, which has all of the things. But yeah, on June 5th, 1,500 plus theaters. This is my favorite Kevin Smith film. Like, no question. It's his best made movie, and it has a lot of heart, and it makes me sad that Alan Rickman is gone. It is a wonderful movie in my opinion. And yeah, I'm excited to see it again. So there you go. Cosplay encouraged. So yeah, you can go get official Dogma merch. Look at that. Oh, dude. Okay. Holy crap, I can get a movie shirt? Why can't I zoom into that? There we go. You can get a movie shirt. I don't need a movie shirt. And some of these are a little too loud. There's a Red State shirt, a Tusk shirt. That's actually pretty cool. I kind of like this shirt. This store does not exist. Okay, well. All right. Fun. I bet the New York City one is sold out. Oh, I mean, for sure. For sure. Southdale Mall was the location for Mallrats. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. That they did that. That they shot it up there. But yeah, so if you're interested, there you go. Now, earlier today was Lionsgate. Lionsgate had their presentation, but last night, Sony did their presentation. I heard the Sony presentation wasn't great, but there were a couple of new announcements. First, the title of the new Spider-Man movie, Spider-Man 4 with Tom Holland, Brand New Day, comes out July 31st, 2026. And then, Beyond the Spider-Verse, June 4th, 2027. They've been working on this movie a long time. So I don't know what the reasoning for all that is, but I'll say it again. If this movie ends up being as good as I hope it is, this will be one of the best trilogies in movie history. Because I loved Into the Spider-Verse was good. Across the Spider-Verse, amazing. Amazing. I love these movies so much. I'm hoping for the best. Damn it. But something else that they announced at the I didn't actually get to that yet because this is Lionsgate. Lionsgate is coming out with a movie. Is it? Let me just make sure. Oh, no. This is Sony. I thought it was Lionsgate for some reason, but it's not. It's Sony. Sony is going to do something very interesting with a movie coming. The Beatles. But they're not just making a movie. They're making 4 movies. They're making the same movie from 4 different perspectives. From the perspectives of John, Paul, Ringo, and George. I've never heard of this before, and it's supposedly Sam Mendes is the director. And if you don't know who Sam Mendes is, he did 1917. He did American Beauty. He did Skyfall. Great director. Great director. He's making this movie, or these 4 movies, and he says this is the first bingeable movie. Meaning that you basically, if everything goes to plan, you will be able to go to the theater, and if you want to watch each movie in turn, you can. You can watch John's story, Ringo's story, George's story, and Paul's story, and you can watch it in any order. This is fascinating to me. I don't really care about the Beatles. I'm not a huge Beatles fan. But this is supposedly coming out in April of 2028. Is that right? I think it is. Because that's what my notes say. But here's your cast. At the front, Harris Dickinson as John Lennon. He was in The Iron Claw. I did not see this movie. It's on my list. I still haven't watched it. But apparently he's really great. That's John Lennon. Paul Mescal, the second one there, is playing Paul. That's handy. But he's playing Paul. Next to Paul Mescal is Barry Keoghan. And Barry Keoghan is playing Ringo. And then, on the end, Joseph Quinn playing George Harrison. This is a fascinating thing. To be able to go into a... I mean, you know what it reminds me of? I'm surprised I haven't seen anybody say this. But this reminds me of the movie Clue. When Clue came out, there were 3 different or multiple endings in different theaters. So this is way back in the day, in mid 80s, right? You would open up the newspaper and look for the theater listings, right? And it would say Clue ending B or version B or something like that. So you could actually choose which ending you were going to get. So if you went and saw the movie and you say, well, I want to see the other ending. Well, all you would have to do is make sure you read the listing and make sure you didn't watch the same version that you had already watched. So you might have to go across town to see the other ending, which was crazy. I don't know if that was a real success back in the day, but this is fascinating to me. The idea that you could use movies in a way like this, that you could tell the same story from 4 different perspectives and have them be distinct. But I got to tell you, I don't know Harris Dickinson, but the rest of them, yeah, they're good. They're really good. Joseph Quinn's great. Barry Keoghan's great. Paul Mescal. I've only seen him in Gladiator 2, but you know what? I like him. This is insane. So I don't know. What do you think? Do you even care? I just think this is a fascinating. The fact that they're going to do 4 separate movies. It's crazy. Maybe because it's digital, right? Maybe they'll have like a Cinemark, right? My Cinemark, my local Cinemark. They just have one theater. Maybe they'll just have what depends on how big the budget is and all that kind of stuff. But maybe there's only one theater that's playing the Beatles that day. But maybe they go, hey, at 10 a.m. is George. 12 p.m. that's John. 2 p.m. that's Ringo. You know what I mean? Or is it going to be, hey, you have to schedule, you know what I mean? Like, what the hell? All I know is it's an interesting idea, and I'm curious. I'm curious to see how that'll go. It may be a complete disaster. Okay. But I just think it's interesting. So take that. Put that in your pipe and smoke it. Hmm? Hmm? Eden Prairie Mall. Excuse me. Wait. Too much Marvel. Well, I mean, look, we haven't gotten there yet. I guess, sure. Sony's not Marvel, though. Spider-Man's not. I mean, it is Marvel, but it's not. I love Spider-Man, though. Dude, seriously, it actually kind of irritates me that I didn't get into Spider-Man earlier, because I started reading Ultimate Spider-Man when that came out, and I'm like, where has this been all my life? I mean, I love Batman. I loved reading Batman as a kid, but man, that Ultimate Spider-Man, I became a huge fan. I love Spider-Man now, and I think, like I said, I think Across the Spider-Verse is one of the best movies of the last 10 years. Up there with, say Dune Part 2, Oppenheimer. I mean, I'd have to think about it, sit down and think about it, but yeah, those are Across the Spider-Verse is way up there. Way up there. So take that, Star Fox. Isn't that the name of the mall in the movie? Eden Prairie Mall got torn down. How dare? Well, you know what? Hey, just saying. I just think look, I love movies, right? And honestly, superhero movies, when they're done well, man, they're awesome. Sometimes they're not. Craven is an example of a movie that apparently is not. Okay, I'll tell you this. This isn't bad. Lateral Sunset's not bad, but it's not great. I was hoping for more. It still kind of reminds me of a Bed Bath & Beyond. It's almost got a perfumey thing going there. I don't know. The last thing, since Wraith ruined it. Just kidding. Love you, Wraith. Keanu Reeves, set for John Wick 5. He said, he gave an interview not too long ago saying that he was getting way too old to play roles like this because his knees are getting bad and all that stuff. I mean, he is 736 years old. So we can't expect everything from him. I mean, he is the immortal. No, I don't know. I can't remember how old he is. How old is Keanu Reeves? How old is Keanu Reeves?
Keanu Reeves is 60 years old.
We're getting up there. Keanu. I love Keanu though, man. It's weird. There are certain people, I guess you could say in a weird way, like me. Maybe that's going to happen to me. But there hits a time when you start looking old. And Keanu, to me, is starting to look old. He's hit that wall and it's starting to happen. Tom Cruise has also gone through the same thing. How old is Tom Cruise?
Tom Cruise is 62 years old.
Because man, you look at the trailers for Dead Reckoning, and then you look at the trailer for Final Reckoning. That isn't that far apart, and man, and then okay, wait. Look at Final Reckoning, but look at Top Gun Maverick. Now, Top Gun Maverick was shot a few years before, but look at the difference. He's hitting that wall where it's like, okay, now I'm getting to be an old man, and that's fine. It happens to all of us. But I don't know. Look, I'm excited for this. And as Wraith said, there's an animated prequel, the Donnie Yen spinoff. How old is Donnie Yen?
Donnie Yen is 61 years old.
So they're all getting up there. But I loved his character. Kane was awesome in John Wick 4. So color me excited. They also showed off, here's something that I thought was really kind of cool. was when Campia was talking about because they didn't show any full movies or anything, but they showed them a portion of a scene from Ballerina. And they said, Ana de Armas is she's little, right? She's not a huge person. And she goes up against some really big guys, right? Some 6'1", 6'2" guys. Said they didn't try to make it seem like, oh, she can beat up those guys. There are definitely situations that she gets herself in this scene where they're throwing her around and they're manhandling her because they're bigger, they're physically stronger than her. And she has to use her wits to get out of this situation. She has to use her speed, her agility, her flexibility to get out of these situations. I think that's really cool. And it's one of the things that is the difference between some movies where, you see a girl fighting and you're like, there's no way. There's no way that she can beat that guy up like that. There's no way. Apparently, they actually show these things and that they were really, really impressed with the scene they saw of Ballerina. And that's coming out in a couple months too. So, yeah, Charlize and Atomic Blonde. That's a movie that I need to revisit. I don't own it in any form. I rented it and was like, yeah, it's pretty good. And just never went back to it. But now I kind of want to watch it for the fighting, for the camera work, all that kind of stuff. I kind of want to see that again. And that's the same guy that did the same. I don't know if it's the same director, but it's definitely the same fight choreographer as Fall Guy, which I loved. I liked a lot. I didn't love the movie, but I liked it a lot. It was entertaining. And I feel like that movie deserved a bigger audience than it got in the box office. But anyway, I guess that's it. We actually made it through all the news and kept caught up. But how are you guys doing? What do you anything else you want to talk about? I mean, look, we only have 10 hours before that Switch reveal. Should I just look like this the rest of the time, all the time? You look at that and you go, and that is a sexy man. I'm all like, and they're like, whew, man, I got the vapors. You know what I mean? Yeah. The most hype game reveal in some time. I mean, I hope so. And that's going to be another one where it's like, whoo, we're going to have to run to the GameStop or do the thing online. I don't know. I'm going to try to do the GameStop thing, I think. My local GameStop is kind of... I think I might be able to pull that off. Got the vapors. Getting a little flushed. Whew. Ooh. Look at that, man. Sexy man. I'm all... It kind of reminds me of what's that Saturday Night Live character? Gilly. Sorry. Anyway, Switch 2 for only $1,000. I don't think it'll be that much. Probably be. I think the most would be $450, but I think they're going to go for $399. I think they're going to try to make it sub 4. I don't know. How big's that screen? It's as big as my butt. That screen is as big as my butt. I don't know. See, this is where people start to leave, and I'm kind of like, man, this is where things get wacky. It's toward the end. $399 and under, yeah, that's what I think. I think it'll start at $399 and it'll be discounted to $329. When they come out with the Switch 2 Lite. Yeah, that'll totally happen. Yeah. I still don't understand the thought process of, hey, let's make a really nice handheld, but then let's make it where if you dock it, the graphics go up and they get even better. Like you can do 4K. I don't understand why they didn't do that on this previous generation. I don't know. I'm still pre-ordering and getting day one. I mean, yeah. The cool thing is, sorry, I was just the cool thing is we're definitely in a position now that we can do that. When I when we got the first Switch, I paid for it, and then we paid me back for it. Does that make sense? With this situation now, it's like, yeah, let's just buy it. We're just gonna get it. See what happens. Because my wife is excited for it too, because she's been playing a lot of her and her mom and sister and niece, they play a bunch of Mario Kart. I want Mario Kart to die in a fiery bus crash. I hate that game. I hate how cheaty it is. I hate the fact that there's that rubber band thing. I don't know. I don't like it. It's too much RNG type crap that I don't like. I don't like it. They love it though, and they yell at each other and scream and yell, and they have a great time. And it's like, that's not fun for me, because now I just want to go. I quit, because this is not fun. I was in first place all the way up until the last lap, and then all of a sudden you hit me with everything. The game gave you all this crap, and now I'm in 8th place. I hate everyone, and yes, that's what happens. So yeah, I don't like Mario Kart. Sell a non-portable version. I know. I was thinking a Nintendo Home. And it's just basically, it's the same thing, except there's no screen and no Joy-Cons. So it's a box with a game slot, SD card, and with a Pro Controller. And you play the games, but only at home. And it's 4K. And it's badass. That's what I thought was gonna. I thought for sure they would do that, because I was thinking, man, Breath of the Wild, man, you up those graphics, man, it'd be amazing. Because Breath of the Wild is still a phenomenal looking game. It's beautiful. I mean, ask Star Fox. He's playing it at 4K 60 apparently, bastard. They didn't do that to make profit on each system. I mean, oh my god, I like Mario Kart. Yeah, I hate that BS thing. It's like, because here's the thing, I don't play Mario Kart a lot, so I was struggling to try to get up to the top, and then finally I get there, and then I get knocked down by a bunch of BS, and it was just like I got to first place with skill, and then everything else was RNG BS. I think that's crap. I don't like it. I don't like it. That might be fun for some people, but some people aren't like me, and I'm competitive when I play a game, and I don't like losing to BS. So We Fit. Yeah, I mean, I don't like, my wife was doing what's the circle thing? Was that what it's called? The We Fit? Is that what was that called? But she loved that. Check out Lord of the Rings chat. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I just pulled up my phone, and for some reason it's making me log in. I hate it when it does that. Same time watching Order 42 show. Also watching the Gaming Gang talk about TTRPG stuff. Ooh. I don't know anything. Why is this not coming up? What is that what you posted? Or is that not loading correctly? Oh, there it goes. Man, that's pretty. So this is a tabletop. Okay. I was trying to think, what's TT mean? Tabletop RPG. Those are beautiful covers. Beautiful. That's beautiful, Clark. Love it. I mean, more for you. No, no, Max. I posted about that. There's that Dogma trailer. I posted about that. Like right after he announced it. New Line Cinema. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see if there's anything that cool came out of the Warner Brothers. Because he like, I want to see Superman bad, and there's a lot of people that seem to be really rooting for that movie to fail, and I'm like excited. Like I'm excited for it, but I'm also excited. Did you hear that Zack Snyder? I don't know if this is true. I wonder if maybe that's one of those things. I felt like I didn't get. I'm not even finishing a sentence, am I? I didn't think that I got caught by any April Fool's jokes today. But then I almost just said something. And I'm like, I didn't actually verify that. But I saw something about Zack Snyder working with the UFC on a movie. Is that true? Because, I mean, talk about a match made in a pumpkin patch. Look, sometimes you know, you have to say weird things to people, right? You say like when it's like, oh man, that's a match made in heaven. Just say that. Don't say match made in heaven. Say, man, well, you know what they say? That's a match made in a pumpkin patch. And everybody will go, what? You go, oh, come on. Don't tell me that's the first time you heard that. Yeah. That's a match made in a pumpkin patch. Why do I keep going to pumpkins? Pumpkin Man? I don't get it. I don't know. What? So yeah, the Wii Fit was the thing that you stood on. The balance board or whatever it's called. On Switch, sub 900p, it's fuzzy and bland. Portable sub 720. Right. Right. Ring Fit. Yeah, the balance board. That's not what it means, Style Fox. I won't do them titty RPGs. I don't think that's what it is. The One Ring uses free league rules, and the Lord of the Rings role-playing uses D&D 5e rules. Oh, I'm glad you explained that, because I know what that means. I don't know what that means. But that's, hey, again, that's more for you. More for you, because I'm not in, I don't play that. I don't play them. Pumpkin on my mind all the time. That's right. That's right. That's a match made in a pumpkin patch, I'll tell you right now. I don't know why sometimes when I say, I don't know why, like, okay. So when I say something that I think is stupid or dumb, I always use like a Southern accent. Is that because I'm just a butthole? I don't know. I don't know. I think it might be because I'm a butthole. But it's like when I'm saying something, hey man, you know what they say about that? Well, I'll be a porcupine on fire in the barn on Christmas. What? I don't know. By the way, I've been putting on your channel on the TV, and I started to get your old vids recommended. You had interesting hair years ago. I mean, I did, but man, I mean, I've shown the pictures. You want to know what I would rather have? I don't even know what let's see. So, if you saw Adventures in Game Chasing, you know Jar, the guy that owns the store, right? Where the guy and with the shotgun and all that. Yeah. I loved my shaved head. I loved it so much. I miss my shaved head. It was the best. It was the best. There's me and Dave. I miss my shaved head so much. And everybody's like, oh, but your hair is so nice and pretty. And I'm like, I miss my shaved head. I wish I could do that. Man, I really wish, and I know, family and all that kind of stuff, but man, I wish Dave lived here. I wish he lived here because man, it would be so much fun to hang out and go do things with Dave. You know? Always use a southern accent. Yes, that's right. That's right. I still got that bottle of bottled violence in here. Eggnog. Yeah, from like November. And last time I took a taste, it still tasted like fried butthole. Let's try it now. Because here's the thing. I love eggnog. Does anybody else? Like, I don't care, holidays or not. I wish I could have eggnog all the time. But I can't because lactose. It's not great for my stomach. You know what I mean? It makes my stomach go bubbly. Got them bubble guts. You know what I'm saying? Let's try this Nuck. Oh, God. It's so bad. How can it, ugh. Why? Why does it taste so bad? I was surprised. I was like, wait, no way. Yeah. And what's funny is that's why I have my hood up in Adventures, is because we thought that, not that anybody would care, but I'm in the scene toward the end of the movie standing next to Dave at the party, and I have a shaved head. But by the time we got to the point where I'm in the scene with Billy outside with a, hey stranger, what you looking at? That whole scene, I have hair like down to here. And so that's why my hood is up. And I have my hair sort of pulled back so you don't see that I have hair. And then all of a sudden my head's shaved. So we just didn't do it. We said screw it. But not that anybody would actually notice that it was the same guy anyway. Didn't matter. But we did it anyway. No pinto beans for you, baby. Nothing but Texas barbecue. See, just saying stuff, just it actually sounds good in the southern accent, you know? I always cut my hair every 3 months or so with no guard. I miss it. I miss it. Rob looks Mexican when his head is shaved. Really? You think so? You should go back to it. That's a cool photo. I never said it was nice. At least you have a full head of hair. Well, I mean, you know. You kind of look like the lead singer from Live with a shaved head. I don't even know what that guy's name is, but I really used to love that band. Let's see. Ed Kowalczyk. I don't know why I'm doing this. I'm pulling it up on my phone when I could just pull it up on the computer and show you. But there you go. Thanks, Derek. I wish I had friends too. Tear. You couldn't get into it. What couldn't you get into? What were we talking about? What's going on? I chug eggnog. Bubbles my stomach too. Hood golden eggnog out of Mass is the best I've ever had. See? Works there too. I just finished my second ever juice completely. Coastal Clouds, mixed berries. First juice I ever finished completely was the one you made for me. I'm glad you like that. I actually have that in here, and I made an adjustment. I turned up the acai a little bit. It's not as good. It needs to be pulled back down, because I was thinking that as I was vaping it, I was like, I kind of wish I had a little more acai. But when I turn it up, it throws off the balance. And the problem is, I made 120 of it. I made a lot. I made a big ass bottle of it. I made that one of big bone. I gotta go. What am I doing? We're going late. That's, like I said, things get crazy when you go late. But yeah, so I'm gonna go back to the old recipe. Your long hair just surprised me after seeing this hairstyle for a while. You should have kept the hood down to add to the trivia section on IMDb. I mean, possibly, yeah. It's like there's a whole story about that I was held down by the, during the nerd battle. I was held down and they shaved my head. Shit, we could do a whole movie on that, Rob should grow Keanu hair. See, I had hair that was pretty long, but my hair grows super straight. I don't know how to get the cool waves in it. Keanu has cool hair. I have straight hair. Look at it. It's straight. The only reason it has this little wave in it is because I put it there. So, how's your movie going? Well, we're in the final stages of the script. Very happy with it. Very excited. The next thing is financing, which is the toughest part. The toughest part, because we either have to try to find somebody who says, "Yeah, I want to make a movie, and here's monies, here's the monies," or we have to try to do another Kickstarter. And the problem is with the Kickstarter, you actually have to you have a deadline. What I would rather do as a guy with thoughts, dreams, goals. I'm talking BS right now, man. It's getting late. That's what happens. It gets late. But no, what I would rather do instead of having a Kickstarter is be able to finance the movie. Basically, have somebody, somebody we know or something that says, "Yeah, I'll put in such and such dollar amount," and then this person will say, "I'll put in this such and such dollar amount," and they will be executive producers on the movie. And then we can make the movie, and then at that moment we can sell it. We can sell it to Netflix. We can sell it to whoever, right? We have a finished film. We don't have to finance it. It's a finished film. And then at that point, we can do a Kickstarter and say, "Hey, you want to buy a Blu-ray of Chuckleheads? Okay. This ends in 3 weeks, and the Blu-rays will be shipped out next month." So the turnaround is really short because you don't have to wait for production and post-production and all that kind of stuff. So if I had my way, we would do it that way to try to minimize the Kickstarter window of delivering the actual product that people kickstarted. Does that make sense? I don't want them to have to try to kickstart the entire budget for the film, because the movies cost a lot of money to make. And I just don't think that we have the ability to pull in the kind of numbers that we would really like to make this movie. And it's not about, so a lot of people say, "Oh, well, such and such made this movie for $20,000. Yeah, okay. But were they living out of trailers? We don't live in trailers. We live in houses. We need to pay the bills. There's a lot of things that need to happen for us to make the movie. And what extra money gives you is time. That is the most important commodity when you're making a movie, is time, to be able to, do an extra take instead of, okay, we have, like, there are days in Hollywood where they will work on literally one action scene, like, which might be this much of a page on a script. Such and such gets in a fight with such and such, and he wins the fight. And so they'll spend a whole day, sometimes weeks, on one action sequence. When we made Adventures, we were doing 6, 8, 10, 12 pages a day. We were blowing through stuff, which meant we only had so much time to get the takes right. So if something didn't quite work right, we just had to move on. We didn't have the time. We only had 17 days to film an entire movie. That's hard. It's hard to do. So I would like to be able to have the time to be able to get everything the way it needs to be, and to where, Billy's happy as director, and I assume he'll probably edit it as well. Maybe, I don't know, depends. But I would like to be also have the money to hire post production help, sound editors, all that kind of stuff, and then when the movie's finished, actually pay for promotion. Because if you look at any budget of a movie, that's production only. They don't take into account how much. So when somebody says, oh, this movie was $200 million. So if they make $200 million, $201 million at the box office, then they broke even. No. Because they probably spent usually half the production budget in marketing. So if it's a $200 million budget, in a lot of cases, they'll spend $100 million in advertising, which means, movie trailers, paying cinemas to show their movie trailers in front of certain films, advertising on TV, through Twitter, through whatever, all the different places where you might see a movie trailer, that all costs money. And then on top of that, they say, okay, so if they make $301 million, they're in the clear. No, because theaters get a portion of the box office. So typically, and this is not an exact science, but typically, whatever the production budget is, you have to make, I think it's 1.5 times above that. So for a $200 million movie to be profitable, $100 million in promotion, and then it would be 300. So you have to make about $400 million to break even. I think that's right. I don't know if that's right or not. Anyway, it costs a lot of money. And because the thing is, you can make the best movie in the world, but if nobody knows about it, if nobody's seen a trailer for it, how many times has that happened? You hear of a movie that's like, oh my God, that's amazing. I've heard that this movie's great. It's got such and such in it. Man, we got to go see this. Then you look and it's like, it's already out of theaters because they didn't have enough money for marketing. That's why The Day the Earth Blew Up, that's part of the reason why it's tanking in the box office is because Ketchup did not spend money on marketing. I never saw if you watch my channel, I do a lot of reviews, right? A lot of reviews. Okay. I see a lot of movies in theaters. I never once saw a trailer for The Day the Earth Blew Up. Not once. Now, I don't go to a bunch of kids' movies, but you would think that a Looney Tunes movie would probably get played somewhere. And my Cinemark, they play a lot of trailers. Like, it's usually 22 minutes before the movie will actually start past the start time. So the movie starts at my ticket says 7:00. Yeah, movies not typically start until 7:22 because they're showing all these freaking trailers. I didn't see one trailer online. I didn't see one trailer anywhere. So there you go. Anyway, what's my point? My point is, I would like to try to find financing outside of making fans pre-order a movie again. You know what I mean? And it's not because I don't like the fans and don't want the fans to do that. I'd rather be able to provide everything that we're going to provide as soon as we can. And then hopefully turn around and, actually make money for the people that finance the thing in the first place. But that takes, again, it's all promotion and all that kind of stuff. There's a lot to it. But it's also why, there's so many movies come out and nobody goes to see them. Nobody watches them. It's crazy. Nobody would have seen Clerks, but just one guy was in the screening of Clerks and wrote a thing in some newspaper in LA, and suddenly it blew up and Now Kevin Smith is where he is now because one guy wrote a review of it and was impressed with it. That's what we need. We need that one guy. I don't know how we're going to find that, but that's what we're going to try to do. Wish I wasn't 3 hours away. I'd love to help with the movie. Well, I mean, at this point, we're at minimum months away from making a movie. Mr. Order 42, can I be in your movie? Yeah, I mean, it would, again, it all depends on timing. It all depends on what budget we have, all that kind of stuff. I'm a professional editor. My new PC and my pirated copy of Premiere prove that. I mean, Vinny, I still need to get you some footage. I need to make some plans to get out there and film some stuff so I can just throw something at you and you can make something and just see what happens. Donnie Ed said they spent 21 days just shooting the fight between him and Jet Li in the courtyard in Hero. Just that one fight took that long. That's what budget, a higher budget gives you, is time. And in a lot of cases, companies like Marvel and DC, especially when they're making superhero movies, and especially when you're making movies that are part of connective tissue with other movies, they budget in the fact that they're going to have to go in and do reshoots. And so a lot of times you hear movies that are going to do reshoots. Sometimes you get the footage back in the editing bay or on your computer or whatever, and you go, holy crap, we really need something right here to connect this scene to this scene. We really need that little piece. And so you go through the movie and you figure out all those little pieces that you need. And if you're Sony and Marvel and DC and any of the big studios, you have the money to be able to go out and get the actors back and all that kind of, because all that costs money. You got to fly the actor back out, put him back in the hotel. Oh, and by the way, hopefully he's not already signed on to another project. There's so much stuff, that the coordination that goes into movie making too. That's something that I just doesn't interest me at all. I'm glad there are people out there that's what they do. That is not something that I could do. But that's part of the reshooting process. So yeah. And that costs money too. All the stuff I've seen at the theater played no trailers at all. I never heard of The Day the Earth Blew Up until now. Right? Rob, you just got like 24 paid subscribers. What more could you need? That's like $72 before YouTube's cut. I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong, Vinny. But yeah, it costs more than $72 to... I mean, and look, here's the thing. There's, people have called Billy and Jay, e-beggars and all kinds of stuff, right? Billy is still paying for that movie. He's still paying for it. And he's still having to, and not to mention the fact that, that's part of the other issue. There's a lot of reasons why I'd want to do a Kickstarter and then send out the product immediately. It's because he set up the Kickstarter before movie went into production, right? We'd made the movie. COVID happened. We couldn't get together to do reshoots. Time keeps going on. We finally get the reshoots done. Movie comes out. Now it's like, oh crap. The world has changed. Postage has gone up 200-300%. International shipping? Holy crap. But guess what? You can't go back to the people that bought your product and say, hey, can you chip in a few more dollars for shipping? Can't do that. So it's a thing, man. So that's why I'm like, do it where it's like, put the Kickstarter out. Hey, in a month we're going to be shipping these Blu-rays out. Get your orders in, get your shipping in. This is how much it's going to cost. Bam. And then what we've done is we've already put the Blu-rays in production by the time the Kickstarter starts. Blu-rays are already in production. By the end of it, here you go. Blu-rays are ready to go when the Kickstarter ends and we start shipping. Bam, go. You're done. None of this. I mean, Billy is still sending out movies to this day. And it's because he cares, and it's because he still wants to deliver that product, even though there's probably a lot of people that are like, what the hell? Hopefully people get their stuff and they're like, oh my God, this took so long, but man, I'm really happy I got this. I hate the fact that he's had to go through that. And it's just it's a product of the situation. And I want to take as many of those problems out of the situation. And if we can get financing another way, then that's what I'd prefer to do. Anyway, I want to have more credits on IMDb. I'm still waiting for my Blu-ray. Yeah, that's just the way it works. You want to be in a movie? You better be prepared to act your ass off. Wake up at 3:15 a.m. every morning, eat plain Greek yogurt and Quaker oatmeal. Work out with Mark Wahlberg 3 hours before call time. That's right. That's right, Bonobo Juice. You better work your ass off. I got to go. We're already 48 minutes past time. But we've been having fun, haven't we? Seriously, here's the thing. Okay? I just want to say this. COVID was such a curveball. It was terrible. It was awful. I mean, in so many ways, but it really screwed them. And I hate that. I hate that they've been put in such a bind because of it. But here's the thing. There's a lot of streamers out there that, oh man, I love you guys. I have a hard time saying that because I don't want to be hyperbolic. But at the same time, you don't know what it means to me that you guys come out each and every week and hang out and chat and stuff. It is one of the coolest things. So I may not say those things, but yeah, you just don't know. You don't know what it means to me that people keep coming out and supporting me the way that you guys do. It makes me feel really good, you know? So, and it keeps me going. So thank you for that. And hopefully I'll actually be able to deliver and be entertaining and all that stuff for you guys. So, but anyway, thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for the support. Yeah, all you guys, seriously, appreciate it. Appreciate it so much. Give him X's and O's for me. Okay, then. But seriously, y'all have a great week. Have a great rest of your, man, keep your eyes peeled because we've got 2 more days of CinemaCon. So there's a bunch of stuff coming on. Nintendo doing their thing tomorrow morning. Hell yeah. It's going to be a great week. But we'll see you next time. All right. Bye.